All right, we're here. We're here and we're doing it. So what's up? What's up? What's up? All right,
What's up?
both cameras. What's up? So we got Gene coming on. So yeah, you have been in the industry for 12 years. You're a pretty big name from what I can gather. 'Cause I mean, I've been in the industry for a while, but I only heard about you like 2 years ago. I think 2-3 years ago. I don't know how it popped up. I think it was the Am I allowed to talk about the bookings? Yeah. So I think I overheard about when you took over old synagogue bookings.
Yeah.
Ages and ages ago, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Who's this guy? Where'd he come from?"
Yeah.
But like, yeah, tell us your story. How did
Actually,
you
funny that you
yeah.
say that because we actually had a conversation COVID,
Yeah.
but I think we both actually forgot about it when we
Yeah.
reconnected.
Yeah. It was.
But
it was
you
a messy
messaged me.
time.
I think it was Jackrabbit Slims at the time was doing lockdown streams.
Yeah.
And I did a set, and it was like a bloghouse set.
Yeah.
And then you hit me up and were like, "Oh, that's really cool. Like, let's have a chat." And then I think
completely
it just
forgot
got
that.
lost in
Into
the ether.
Yeah.
And now here we are. So
Yeah.
so funny. But with
6
the
years down
synagogue
the track.
bookings, obviously you reheard about me.
Yeah.
Been in the industry for 12, 13 years. Always loved music. And then
Well, what got you into it? Like, what actually, like, where did it all start? And like, have you always been a DJ, or like, what was music? For you?
Music for me was a massive escape. Big escape. So I was a swimmer. I
Okay.
used to be a very competitive swimmer.
Hell yeah.
And what I did through that was obviously being a bit of an only child as well. Keeping yourself occupied, and music was always my thing. I used to go to bed with all the radios on, listening to what music's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just, also whilst I was swimming, I was 13, 14, swimming and being a little bit quicker, I was swimming with people that were 18 plus and in their squads. So I'm coming in.
Really? People that are 5 years older than you?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So, when training with them, come in on a Saturday morning for a training session, and the older blokes would sort of come in on a bit of a bender and talk about, what they were doing on the weekends, their nights and everything like that.
Yeah.
I even remember, going to a training session one day and then everyone coming in and talking about Daft Punk Alive.
Yep. So
2007. 2007.
Yeah.
I'm bloody 15 at the time, with these guys talking about Bloghouse and all of this shit, and I'm just sitting there going, "Oh, this is what I want to do. I really want to become a DJ. I love music," and the guys that I used to swim with that were my older brothers, essentially.
Yeah.
Really put me onto it, and that's where my love of electronic music sort of came.
What a way. Just Daft Punk.
Yeah.
Straight into it.
Yeah.
Into the good stuff.
So I was like very introduced to that sound at like 14, 15, and Bloghouse was very different as well, and it's very
Bloghouse?
Bloghouse, BLOG. It sort of came from that time where music blogs and everything were out and about, and you did all the downloads from them, essentially, and the sound of those the specific sound would also be a little bit like 128 kbps spec.
Like Digitalism, Crookers, Mastercraft, Justice. Like,
it's got that real gritty sound to it.
Justice is incredible. I love Justice.
And I mean, like John Summit just recently put a song out as well, and his whole thing was like, this is an ode to the Bloghouse era. It was a
groovy time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was like real instruments with electronic music as well.
Yeah. And it was just a bit different. So really, really got my leg up through there, and music and swimming sort of got me a bit of rhythm going, and
just swim into the groove.
Could just understood it, and then one of the blokes I then learned how to DJ, had a lesson with one bloke.
What equipment did you learn on?
I learnt on CDJ 400s. Was my first lesson.
Hell yeah.
So the CDJ 400 was an interesting one, and then he taught me how to beat match.
Wow, these things are epic, right?
Yeah.
I call it the white dot EQ, but it's like when you see. Oh wait, when you bloody old school EQ.
Yeah. No waveforms.
Nothing.
Know your music.
Yep, that's it.
Which I think's a forgotten art in music now, because you can just see the waveforms, put heaps of stuff out in terms of like memory cues, hot cues and stuff like that. So I think knowing your music and being able to have a mix in for 2 minutes is a forgotten art of DJing. So I really loved learning on them. Then quit swimming, got a job on the mines.
Really?
And
what were you doing up north?
I was in Queensland on the gas pipelines.
No shit. So you originally from over east?
No. Yeah. So my uncle worked for a surveying company that had contracts around Australia for gas pipelines. So I used to work in Queensland out of Gladstone, and the gas pipeline we were working on was like 700 kilometres long.
Damn, what were you doing to the pipe?
As a surveyor, surveyors are paid a little bit less, but they're there for a lot longer, because what you have to do on the surveying is you mark out the whole pipeline, and then every 10 metres you have to make a marking, because the pieces of the pipeline are 10 metres long. Then they weld it every 10 metres.
Yep.
So once it's welded together and then dropped in the thing, we have to mark out the track at the start where they do the digging. Then you have to mark out everything else again. Then once the pipeline's welded and put in spot, you have to go along the whole pipeline again and mark every single weld. Because if it's buried, how are you meant to find where that spot in the pipeline has broken? Essentially, they can go straight to that point.
Yeah.
And they know exactly where to dig.
That makes sense.
So you have to survey everything. So surveyors are there a bit longer. But anyways, did that. Lasted 6 months because I was about 19.
It would have been a bit rough work out in the sun and everything.
Yeah, and it was 28 days on, 9 days off. But removed myself from my friends and my family and everything like that. So it wasn't for me.
How long did you say? 28 days on?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you were away for a whole month.
Yeah, and then 9 days off.
Yeah.
And two of those days were burnt travelling back and forth to Queensland. So I was only really a week off.
Yeah.
So lasted 6 months, had a bit of money, and then second swing back, I got, what did I do? I went and bought a set of 350s. Because they were the entry-level decks at the time. Controllers weren't really a thing. So I went and bought myself a set of 350s, which are essentially the upgraded version of the 400.
Like these just here?
Yep. So it's just a sleeker-looking 400.
Yep.
The 400, in terms of the BPM, had like 120 point. Sorry, it was just 120.
Okay.
With these ones, it actually went to the point ones and works with record box.
What do you mean by 120s and point ones?
So, you know, on like a CDJ 900, how it'll just have 120 and then you move it up and eventually we'll say 121. There's no point 1, point 2, point 3 after it.
On the BPM?
Yeah, on the BPMs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So those ones had the points, the 400s didn't.
Okay.
Like the 900s, if you go and mix on a 900, you might actually select 120.1, but it might be on 120.9 because you can't see what point it's actually on.
Oh, yeah, I'm following you now. Yeah. So with the actual BPM, it will say the 121 point whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that way you can actually...
Yeah, the 400 didn't have that. The 350 did because I was new and I didn't want to overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
But then, just jumped on them and again, like... With my swimming, I swam 10K, so a lot of those sessions as well, I'd have like a tempo trainer in my cap, and what that would do is it would beep on a specific tempo.
That's awesome.
Say like how many strokes per minute. So I could set it to like, okay...
Like a metronome almost.
Yeah, it's a metronome in your head.
That's epic. Whilst you're swimming, you have a metronome to keep time.
Keep your... So it's like, okay, I want my stroke rate to be 35... for this 500 meters. Okay, next 500 I'm in a little bit of pressure body functions, and then that's exactly the one, the little yellow thing that's giving me PTSD. Hey,
that's epic.
But yeah, it would like beep in your head. So then after the next 500 you'd like bump it up, and then you'd be on tempo. So yeah, the BPM stuff and finding BPMs and beat matching has always been really interesting crossover there, but I believe it's worked.
Well, it's all about keeping time.
Up really easy. So learnt on the 350s.
Yep.
And then the guys that I was hanging out with at the time, we all used to go out. Shout out TFR, the boys, the old school boys. And we used to all go out, and then they started. We knew the bloke, the Maisels, that were running Red Sea at the time, which is now called Coconut Club. No,
Club Red Sea.
Yeah, Club Red Sea.
Oh,
back
that
in the day.
takes me back in
then
time.
we ran a weekly event, and we were all going out anyways. So we ran a weekly event at Club Red Sea called Rinse. And for the first rinse, I said to the guys, I was like,
event.
book an act for it, because we go to events and the ones that are booking acts are doing well and the ones that aren't. So let's try find someone cheap locally. So what we did was, I said to the boys, I was like, let's go on Triple J Unearthed. We will completely strip that back and just say WA on the filters.
Yep.
Went through that, saw what songs were getting released in terms of artists and whatnot at the time. And then we stumbled across a young Perth duo called Slumberjack.
Of course you did.
And we booked them for Rinse, which was for the first one. Before they were even a thing.
Yeah, before
right?
they went to New York and played in the snow.
Yeah, before they did all that. So, yeah, Rinse, we did that. It was a couple of nights, lasted a few times.
Yep.
And then really close friend of mine at the time that we were going out with, and I owe a lot to. He's moved over to America now, so I don't get to speak to him that often. And but he got asked by someone to run an evening for him. He said, I don't like house music. Here's Jane.
Yeah.
So I got put forward to help out. And that turned out to be Luke Whelan that ran Metric Promotions.
Metric Promotions. I haven't heard that name in a long time either.
Yeah. So Metric Promotions ran Cheek on Wednesdays, Mondo on Fridays, and what else? I did Acuna for them on Wednesdays.
Acuna, yeah.
Which was house music on Wednesdays, which we'll get into, but I did a lot of bookings for that. We booked a couple of really cool artists. Same sort of method as we're going on, because we worked in the same offices as Pile Rats.
Yeah.
Because it was like a brother and sister company.
So what actually is the Pile Rats? Can we break that down? Because
I came in a bit later after they were already going.
Yeah,
but they were essentially like the premier music blog of Australia.
Yeah, they were like Express Magazine, weren't they?
Yeah. And the head editor of Drum, Troy, he got asked to do the head editor of Pile Rats.
Yeah, wow.
And I learnt a lot of my DJing after everything through Troy. So once I sort of got in with that and I started running Acuna on the Wednesdays and helping Tina Says.
Yeah, yep.
And then
I still need to get her on here.
I
Christina.
took over from her.
Yeah.
Running the weekly Wednesdays. And then that was sort of, my foot into the industry from there. And I just ended up becoming a DJ between all of their events, playing multiple different things. And then obviously the company got to a big point that they opened up a nightclub in Jackrabbit Slims. The rest was history when that opened. It was sort of like 6 to 7 years of rock solid nights.
How was it though? Did you actually expect, like when you were younger, did you go, I want to get into events and DJing?
No.
Did you ever just think like, oh, I'm doing events with Slumberjack at
that was the first one. Like that's not even scratching the surface.
Yeah, exactly. Over the
on like the extra stuff. And did I plan to get into the music industry like that? No, I planned because I love music and I wanted to do music.
Yeah.
That's what I did,
all
and then
fell together.
Fell into it, and just have grown an absolute love for the industry, and been around it ever since. And and I'm sort of, because I've done quite a lot in my earlier years, and I'm very, very blessed to get those opportunities and be around those types of individuals. I was just very lucky.
Well, what was
because
some of the...
luck, I think luck goes a long way in some spots, and I'm not saying like lots of people get lucky opportunities, but it's what you do with those lucky opportunities over a time, right?
Yeah.
Like I could have been, and you mentioning that you've been doing this for over a decade. I've been doing this for over a decade. But how many people you see come in that are young, hungry, and saying this is what they're going to do, and then 2 years later, you'll never hear from them again.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I've always called it doing the circuit. So in doing the circuit, it's like you come in, you're hungry for the gigs, you're so keen, but then you'll go and do the circuit. And I mean, with WA and with Perth, we've kind of got like, 9 nightclubs in a way? So it's like you go and play at all the different venues to try and find your little seating or where you want to belong in a way. But a lot of people, life gets in the way, something happens, and they kind of get taken away from the industry.
Yeah, 100%.
Instead of just staying, just diving into it and staying in it.
It is definitely hard to keep people.
Yeah.
It's a retention rate.
Yeah.
But I also think because of how competitive the Perth scene is, it's people come in and go, oh, I got like, and I think I see it every year now, being with your shot and doing the training.
That's what I was just about to mention that.
You do see the younger guys coming through, which is awesome, but not everyone makes it every year.
Yeah,
right? Because I think what happens is after a couple months, they are telling all their friends that they've learned how to DJ, and they've been doing all of these cool things, but unfortunately, and then they get a couple bookings because they're a new entity into the scene, and a lot of bookers see that as a way to go, oh well, they'll bring their mates down and sell tickets.
Because
which is fine, and that's part of the industry that we live in.
That's it. That's breaking it down.
It's just the DJs at the next stage. It's like, okay, I've gotten the first couple of gigs, but now that those events aren't here and gigs actually dry up, how do I do this, and how do I get to the next stage, or how do I get into these venues where people like you or myself have been doing them for quite a while? And people can complain about the older heads and whatnot not making room, but there is also a reason why, is because people with that much experience, reading a room takes years and years of experience. And that really can be the difference from a venue's perspective on monetary value over a bar.
Well, see, that's what because I kind of feel like so my honest perspective, the way I look at it, right, is that like it's great, and this year was last year was really good, but when it first popped up in Perth, because like, I'll just be honest about it, when they had the wild card thing, it just felt like the wild card thing. It's like you have all these established DJs now trying to one up each other.
For your shot?
Yeah, for your shot, when it was just the wild cards. It's like people that have played gigs are now entering a competition to see who is the better DJ, even though they're already established in the scene. But then I found last year was so good because they got rid of the wild card thing, and it's just that people that are going and doing it, they're doing it because they want to do it. They want to give it a go. They want to be a part of it. They're not going, I'm going to go play at Ibiza. you know, I'm going to go and do this course, and I'm going to reach for the stars, and, you know, going to try and kick all these goals and do it. Definitely give it a go and do it. But there is like the sense of the reality of the scene almost. But, you know, everyone's got to try. If you don't try, how do you know? If you don't give it a go, how can you tell?
Well, it's interesting that, right? Like it's it comes down to one of those things, and I know it's such a blanket statement, but how bad do you want it? Yeah, exactly as well. Yeah. Right? Like like literally, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
You listen to all these success stories and all of these things that people talk about, right?
Yeah.
There is literally no substitute for hard work.
Yeah, exactly. You've
got to get out there. You've got to put your best foot forward.
Yep.
You've got to network. You've got to go to these events that you want to go to.
Yep, that's it.
The industry is also an ever-changing landscape.
Yeah.
What worked 2 years ago might not work today.
Well, see, one of the best examples I can give, right, is that I interviewed Ace Bassick when he owned Nevermind Small Club, right? And that was an incredible episode. But he said, when I'm doing Movement Sundays, I'm going to be at my own event. But if you keep coming to my event, I might notice you and then go and say, oh, you want a beer? And then start a conversation. Oh, you're a DJ. Oh, well, you've been coming for the last 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you want a gig? You know, that's how, you know, like, send me a mix. Let's see what you got, like, you know, and putting the time and effort, because unless you support the scene, what's going to happen? The scene will just fall apart, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And going back to sort of how I got involved in the scene, right? Like, I just said that, I got lucky, but at the same time, I was out there. I was offering my help. I was offering to come and help set up the evening on a Wednesday when I had nothing to do. I'm not getting paid for that, but when you start to get a taste for something, and you want to be around it, you need to show that keenness, and you need to show that obsession almost.
Yep.
Like you have to want it because
you have to. Yeah, I 100% agree.
And rejection is part of this industry. You need a little bit of thick skin.
Yes.
You know, you might have been DJing for quite a long time, and someone else might not have as much experience than you, but gets a set over you. You need to have thick skin to say, well, it's not just this one.
Yeah. Well, I
can still get forward for the other ones.
What do you think about this little like saying almost in a way, right? And this is what I've only kind of came up with like last couple of weeks. It's like, it's in a way when you go and play like a big spotlight gig, right? It's just your turn. That's the way I look at it in a way, because you know Oktoberfest has been going for how long now? So if you get to go and play a side stage at Oktoberfest, that's incredible. That's awesome. But at the end of the day, a gig's a gig. You know, you could go and play at Adventure World, which should kind of be the same thing, but completely different. But a gig's a gig. Take the good experiences out of it. Yeah. But then it's just like, you know, we'd all love to be the headliner slot at Jack Rabbit Slim's forever, right? Yeah. But then we all get older. And,
exactly.
And time goes on, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Yeah. Right. And I think that's the perfect way of putting it. Yeah. Everyone deserves a spot.
Yeah.
If you've put in the work.
Yes. That's it.
You can't sit at home and get angry if you're not getting sets and you're just messaging people.
Yeah, and you're not going out and
doing the hard yards.
Yeah.
Because you might actually go, I really want to play at this event. You might go to the event and you realise it might not align with your sound, or it might not align with your morals or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But unless you actually physically step foot there, you won't know that.
Yeah. What advice would you give to new DJs that are trying to get gigs, but they're not so much like, it's not their style of music? Because over the years, I've heard things where it's like, you know, someone's been offered an opening slot at Ambar, for example, but because they're a hard bass DJ, they refuse the gig, even though they're still trying to make their way through the industry, trying to become bigger and better and the whole lot and whatever. But it's like, you know, you've been offered something, but now you're kind of like, no, that's not my style, that's not my music. Because it's branding. But at the same time, it's a
great question.
Yeah.
I think it's dependent on where you are in your career. I think early on, I think that's a little bit of a silly option, right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of people out there that do different things, and their whole thing changes. I know people that were doing commercial gigs, and then they got to a spot where they're only doing bass gigs now.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's where they've done that shift, and they've worked hard on their image.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier it's like jobs, right? It's easier to obtain a job or switch jobs when you have a job.
Yeah.
If you're unemployed, it's harder for someone to go, well, why are you unemployed? That's the first question they're always going to ask, right?
You're actually so spot on with that.
So if someone's hitting you up for sets and they've never played anywhere, well, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why? If you don't,
why
are you not playing any sets?
Yeah.
So once you get into sets and start posting them regularly, there has to sort of almost be between the bookers and the scene too. There has to be some sort of like unspoken trust there.
Yep.
If someone else is booking said person, well, you can't be booking a shit DJ, surely. Right?
Yeah, but that's it. And then,
that's where it can get a bit like...
it gets blurry almost.
Blurry, right? Yeah, but it's always going to be easier when you've gotten a gig or you've got consistent gigs.
Yeah.
Now, when I first started as well, and I was trying... after the first 3 months trying to get into the Slims roster, any open set and any closed set, put me on the graveyard shift. Yeah. Put me on the open shift.
That's the right attitude, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I want to go do the graveyard.
Be on stage DJing. I do not have access, because this was a time as well before Hen House or
before the
DJ studios
stuff,
popped up.
Yeah.
So the only decks I've got at home are 350s, and then I'm getting paid
to go and play
practice
on the 2000s.
2000s.
Yeah.
So every gig or every opportunity I got to play, if it was to no one, if it was to the last part of the night, that's what I do, right? And then I got to a stage at Jackrabbit Slims where I was doing a lot of the closes, and my goal there was to close the bar as late as possible.
Yep, that's the whole
That's the whole point, right? Because as the venue that I was playing at is you have to make as much money on the bar.
Yes.
Right? So I think early on I realized that.
Yeah.
And then a bit of a switch flicked in my head and said, well, if you're the only person that's able to close this club at 5 a.m. on a consistent basis, it means you're unfireable. If you're the only DJ that's able to close it at 5 o'clock and everyone else is closing it at 4 o'clock, it means they're open another hour for business, which means they're making money on the bar.
But see,
that person there, bar doing something absolutely ridiculous and acting like a fuckwit and not appreciating the spot that you're playing in, you can't get let go of. You make the most money on the bar.
But see then...
Because at the end of the day, we're all businesses.
Exactly, yeah. You have to
DJ is a small business.
Yeah, that's it.
You do your own marketing, you do your own music, you do your own, everything.
Yeah.
You do your own accounting, promotion, everything.
Big shout out to Death Disco. So Anton actually told me this when I first started, right? And he basically said that if you want to get into DJing, you literally, as you said, you have to run your own business. You actually have to cover all the bases.
Yeah.
You got to figure out how to market. You have to figure out how to use social media. And to do reels. And you don't have to do TikTok things, but you're getting hindered if you don't, right? And it's
100%.
Like, you have
These
to
days
dive into it.
Yeah.
And it's like social media has been proven to cause so many problems, including anxiety and depression and all sorts of stuff. But it's the side of the industry people don't see, where it's like glitz and glamour from standing on stage.
Yeah.
But then actually just having a proper conversation with someone.
Yeah.
And actually they're going, oh yeah, they're actually an epic person, instead of just seeing a photo of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do you, jumping back to this whole thing about, finishing at 5 a.m. So how do you read the crowd compared, because like, I've been doing commercial gigs. So I just played at Brisbane Hotel yesterday and did 9 hours there. 1 o'clock to 9:45, right? But I actually started at 12:45, so I got there early. But in saying that though, I had the demographic of like 25-ish, but mostly 30 to 60, right? And it's just older crowd. So I stuck to 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, but threw in modern classics as well, Disclosure and Flume and Draft, and keeping it pubby and keeping it funky and keeping it fun, but keeping it old school rock and roll though. And also old school disco as well. But then like when it comes to playing at say somewhere like Jackrabbit Slims, it's like the lights are on, the smoke machine's going, the strobes are happening, there's no lasers, I wish there would be lasers, but and the bass is thumping. How do you go about reading the crowd appropriately to be able to, because you freestyle a set, right?
Yeah.
And then did you ever, and to add on to this question as well, did you also ever like prepare your sets and always freestyle?
Yeah, I've never...
Dude, preach, do it.
I've never planned a set.
Yeah.
Even when I learnt,
really,
I just had obviously I had songs that I really wanted to play in there, and early on in the days I didn't plan sets, but my room reading ability probably wasn't just there yet.
Yeah.
I used to go a little bit too heavy. I found some good music, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, no one's here.
Yeah.
Let's give it a rinse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why not? There's barely anyone
there. When no one's there, right? So there's obviously like a level.
Yeah.
But when you're reading a room, I think it's just trying to, catch a vibe, look at people and what they're going on.
Yeah.
Like, see what's going on. If you've played too much of one genre, you can start to feel that the reactions aren't there anymore.
Yep,
right?
that's exactly it.
But also building up to a spot where you might have like a 20-minute section or a 30-minute section where it's like, I'm going here.
Yeah.
This is a peak period. This is where I'm going. Everyone's throwing their hands up. Everyone's doing what the DJ is saying. But then it's instead of going, oh, I've hooked them here, I'm going to keep going as hard as I can.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, in a weird way, you need to like edge the crowd the whole night.
Yeah.
Like, the crowd needs to be edging.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
I can
like,
see that though, yeah.
You want them there. You want to like get
Keep
them there,
on the
but
edge
not,
of their seat
not
almost.
100% there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I figured out that there was a point in the night where everyone would start to drop off.
Yeah.
And that usually was around 2:30.
Yep, yep.
So it was like,
That
okay,
makes
this
sense,
is what
yeah.
was played beforehand after the bands, because it was bands 8
Oh yeah,
to,
back when Slims did bands.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
that
it was like bands
epic,
8 till 11:30, then
Yeah.
up late 11:30 till 5.
Yep, yep.
So with that, it was obviously working off the band's energy at the start, figuring out what the DJ was playing beforehand, always getting there probably half an hour to 45.
Yep,
before.
you got to. You have to.
Sometimes there is always going to be a crossover. If you've got 2 DJs on for a night,
Yeah,
the maximum amount of times a song should be played is fucking twice.
yeah.
Maximum.
Just a fun little fact, right? Did you guys know? Did you know as well, right? And the people watching. So when Avicii's levels first came out, right? Ultra Music, it got rinsed like 7 or 8 times in one day.
Yeah.
And they actually had to put sticky notes all over the festival on the stage and stuff, being like, if you play Avicii's levels again,
Yeah.
you will not come back.
Yeah.
Because it was like, why is it getting played again?
Yeah.
Why is it getting played again? I find that, I have to be honest, from walking around the city sometimes when I do get a night off, I do find that, you know, like, it seems like some DJs just don't, they just play the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you walk past Market Grounds on a Saturday night and sometimes you might hear Sophie Ellis Baxter, Murder on the Dance Floor twice in the night. It might be 3 hours apart or 2 hours apart, but it's still like, what?
I think if it's split between the DJs,
yeah. Like,
I think it's like there's got to be a crossover period. That's why I'm saying like twice a night for a banger. Yeah, it's not ideal. Obviously, when you're playing sets, you're doing start to finish, right?
Yeah, that's
which
exactly
is
it,
fantastic. So you can start and you go, you know what songs you're playing.
Yep.
You can play one song all night,
Yeah.
right? Someone comes up and requests a song and you say, oh, sorry, I've played that
I've already played it, yeah.
I can't play it again because I do that as well.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. That's exactly it. Because then if someone comes out and keeps
but
bugging
it's because
you
the
for
whole
it.
night.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you've got multiples,
Yeah.
there will be the occasional crossover.
Yeah.
But if a song is played multiple times, yes, I do believe sticky notes or notes need to go out to DJs.
Yeah.
That need to be said about that. It's just like, look, watch it, because if staff members are catching on to this,
Yeah.
whilst they're working
imagine hearing,
and looking at crowds and trying to listen for a vodka lime soda or 3,
yeah.
and then the staff's trying to figure out a fight, but they're noticing that songs are getting played multiple times in the night.
Yeah, it just convolutes
That's
it all.
lazy DJing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because there is the amount of songs now out there. You can play a song that every single person knows for at least 6 hours.
yeah.
There's no excuse.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
right. It's not about just picking what's the newest music.
Yeah, that's
it's also dependent on venue, though, right?
yeah.
Like, it is massively dependent on venue.
There's 2 things I want to ask though as well, right? So, just as something, have you ever heard of something happening like this before? I played at a venue. I'm not going to name the venue, right? But when I played at this venue, I actually found an RCA to 3.5mm jack, and so it seems like one of the DJs that were getting booked was just plugging their phone in. And it's like, I don't think you should be playing at a venue if you're just going to plug your phone in. Like,
I think it happens quite more than
Really?
we'd like to admit out there. I mean, I saw a
Really?
TikTok recently.
yeah.
I've heard about it for long bar sets as well.
Yeah, like,
I'm
I
not
know-
a huge fan.
I know it happens at Joe's Juice Joint, but that's because it's vinyl only. So
Yeah.
being vinyl only, I mean, it's the same thing with the USB as well only.
Yeah.
But because it's so rock and roll and it's so, no one's mixing, it's just song after song, they can kind of get away with actually pulling it up on Spotify
Yeah.
to be able to play a song that someone has requested.
Yeah.
But then if you're going to, like, if you're mixing, you know, you're mixing. I don't know how you could play a song on Spotify and then mix back in. Like, you could.
I do it at weddings.
Yeah. See, weddings are fine.
Like, I literally do that at weddings.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll take CDJs and a 4-channel mixer.
Yeah, yep.
In one of the channel 1 or channel 2 and 3 will be CDJs. Channel 1 will be an AUX,
Yep.
RCA to 3.5.
Yep.
And then what I do is, whilst that song's playing, going back to being a good beat matcher and finding rhythms,
Yeah.
I just use the tap button
on the
mixer,
Yep.
find the BPM of said song, and then just mix into it that way. Mix in by ear.
I'm a native instruments guy through and through, but the one thing I like about Pioneer is the
tap function on the mixer?
the BPM counter.
So I do it for that. Not sure if other people are doing that at venues or whatnot.
Yeah,
but
they do it so sneaky.
That's how I do it at weddings.
Yeah.
But weddings are a whole different beast and ball game within itself, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's completely,
because you are dealing with someone's special day. And it's not about you as a DJ, it's about them. They're spending a lot of money. They want to hear what they want to hear. If they've got a request, fucking oath I'm playing that request.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You put your morals aside, you're there to provide a service and do what's right for the client and do the best job possible. Like, still DJ and do a great job.
Yeah.
But there's going to be some parts of that mixing that are going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Where you might just have to echo out and press play on a Spotify song.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it literally
because
happens.
Because it's their day.
Yeah.
At a venue, I'd advise, if I found out that was happening, I wouldn't.
Imagine you go to Magna House and you see them
I'm
plug their phone in.
Yeah.
You'd be like, you're playing main stage at Magna House.
Yep.
What? I've never seen that happen there.
Yep.
But I just imagine if it did. That'd be fucking wow.
Yep.
But yeah, you're 100% spot on. And with weddings, like how many weddings have you done? Have you done quite a few?
Well, I've probably done like maybe 30 over the years.
Yeah. And do you like them? I mean, they're good money, but
they're very good money. I think they've got a place.
Yeah, they're very stressful as well.
They are stressful because it is someone's special day.
That's it.
I know a few wedding guys, and they're just unbelievably hard workers.
Yeah.
The stuff that they provide and do for their clients and the people that they work for.
That's it.
Is amazing. You know, they're there from start to finish to help them facilitate someone's special day, and the pressure that these guys deal with, you know,
it's
because you're right there
at
a venue. There is a bit of a disconnect where a DJ could be a little bit higher up, or there's security standing there. And
like connections are completely out of the way.
Yeah, there is a disconnection, right?
Yeah.
But at a wedding, it is a special spot where they're allowed to come up to you, so you have to be able to facilitate. So, yeah, I think wedding DJs and the skills that they possess are really overlooked in this scene.
Yeah,
also.
100%.
I reckon they'd be some of the better DJs in Perth.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, because they're more versatile. They've got more
100%.
music, and they just they play more genres.
Yeah.
How do you feel about multi-genre DJing, and also just one genre DJing? Because I can, with events, you go to a house event, you're just gonna hear house music. But for me, I don't know. Maybe it's my ADD. I just get so twitchy and bored. I'm like, spice it up a bit, throw something else in there.
Yeah.
But then, with my mixing, because I'm always multi-genre, I play literally every genre I possibly can get my hands on.
Yeah.
But obviously a time and a place with it. I find it's I can just have more fun with it, because I get to play hip-hop. And then from that hip-hop, I can maybe go into drum and bass. Then I could bring that down to 150 and then play some Billy Idol or something like that. But then it's being so, all over the controller, learning everything that bloody thing does. And being versatile with it. But with say single genre DJing, there are some drum and bass DJs out there, to do triple drops, it is impressive.
Yeah.
To hear rhythm noise and just see them go boop 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 boop, it is impressive. But it's with your DJing and with bookings and everything, what do you look for with someone coming in a way with skills and talents and stuff?
I think the sets that I'm doing are a little bit the sets that I book for are 3 to 4 hours in length.
Yeah.
I think the shortest is a 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, if you're going to be doing the flashy stuff, it's a bit of a no from me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because the venues that we're DJing for are not about that.
Yeah. That's it. They want...
they just want to hear the music they know.
Yeah.
And it's also a different crowd, right?
Yeah.
When you work normal jobs and someone finds out that you're a DJ or whatever, they automatically think you're standing up in front of crowds and playing Doof Doof or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It. Techno.
Or techno or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
There's only a small percentage of people that'll get to that stage.
Yeah.
So when I'm teaching people how to DJ, I'm saying don't just pigeonhole yourself, because depending on what you're in the music scene for, because however many nights I've done that are open format and multi-genre and everything like that, and I've had an extremely fun time, probably better than some of the sets I've had when I'm just rinsing an hour, because you get to go on that, you get to craft a journey, and you get to take everyone on that journey with you, and if everyone jumps on board, it's a good feeling.
There's nothing better than that, right?
You can take them home.
That's
then,
it. Like,
with an hour of power, I find that in the early days I was really, really good at them. I struggle with them a little bit more now because I feel better when have the room for the evening.
That's
sort
it.
of thing. And I get to go from start to finish, and every time I'm like, they don't want anything 120 at the moment. Like, I can tell that genre here is not going to start the dance floor. Okay, cool. I'll hit them with some R&B and some hip-hop. Okay, throw the fishing line out, catch a couple.
That's
okay,
it.
suck a couple in. Then I can start working up in BPM and building the energy from there. And on that energy build from there, I can bring everyone back in. So the fulfillment I get from working a room for the night and starting empty to a full room is probably more than I'll get out of an hour set now. Not saying that I wouldn't want to do them, and there's still that joy for them. But I do think 10 years ago, you could do the hours of power, and you could also do the longer form bar sets, and you could be a bit more multiversed. These days, not so much. Because back then, there weren't a DJ on every corner. It wasn't accessible.
That's it,
The accessibility for DJing these days has become tenfold easier, right?
I blame that movie, We Are Your Friends or whatever.
I watched that the other week, the 128 heart rate thing.
I've never watched it.
It's interesting, right? I was watching that, and I was like, the 128 thing, as much as like it's the cringiest scene of a movie,
you gotta
and
watch
it became a huge meme. There was legitimate science behind it. Now, if you wanted, that movie was what, 2010? I think I was speaking to someone about this the other day. It's interesting that, like, 2010, those songs, 128 was classified as quicker. But now you've got songs that are sitting at 140. That for a new generation, be it the TikTok generation, where your attention span is a lot quicker.
We got to dive into that.
Their interest in music is now quicker too, because they want something a bit quicker.
How do you feel?
So I just find it's really interesting that the 130, the like 135s feel like the 128s of yesteryear.
No, I agree. 100% agree. It just seems like with the way music has changed over the years, and it's gone all tech housey and it's gone all techno-y and stuff, but it has sped up.
Tech house has replaced the old EDM.
So I agree.
Tech house is now. People used to go to EDM festivals. Right? Now they're going to tech house festivals. They're big artists. There'll be the occasional person that also does the EDM sets, but generally they're playing mostly tech house tunes. So the tech house, what that big genre a couple years ago that Fisher sort of like
exploded,
put his fucking stamp on. That's now become like the main EDM genre, just from optics side of it. Not saying that I'm right, but that's sort of what it looks like.
I do agree with that. I do find it funny though as well how Fisher's ghost produced, a little bit.
But most of them are.
That's right? It. Most of them are, and a lot of people don't realize.
But a lot of people are ghost produced. And it's just part of it. But then it goes into what the music industry is now moving into is a marketing machine. Because every artist knows if you go into producing a song, right, and you put that song out on Spotify and you get 1 million streams, you're not making money from the streaming. You're making money from the touring. That's why touring costs have gone up so much. Because managers and everyone have gone, just not 100% this, but they've gone, well, we need to make money too. Then those prices have bumped up. Production's also gotten bigger, and everyone's paying more and more and more. That's why it's a bit of a struggle in that sense. And ticket prices are going up.
Would you agree with this as well? So I was talking to I'm not going to say the name, but like an event promoter around Perth as well the other day, right? And he was telling me that if you want a good view of how the music industry is happening around the world, look at what is influencing America at the moment, and then the way it is influencing America, then it's making everyone else struggle. So, for example, drum and bass and dubstep, Excision blew up. Obviously, he's been around and he's been huge for a long time. Yeah, for a long time. But the idea, it's like, with drum and bass and dubstep was plaguing it, and dubstep was working really well, and now drum and bass is coming into America a bit more, apparently. And then it makes more money and makes more sense to send someone touring around America than to send them to Australia.
100%.
Because it's more expensive to get over here. Plus, there's not many people over here.
That's the joke and rumour, right? About WA. About like why all the rap acts continue to pull out.
Yeah.
Last minute to come to Australia.
That makes sense.
Because they realise their contracts are in fucking AUD, not USD. So they've signed they've signed $100,000 contract, and they realise they're getting $65K.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's the truth.
It could
but there is a bit of a joke rumour.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Been a couple of things in the past.
Yeah, it would make sense.
But that does, it's funny.
The gap. Yeah.
And it's petty.
Yeah.
But it does make sense.
But that's
obviously with visas.
Yep.
Getting a visa into Australia is also difficult.
Yep. 100%. Yeah.
If you say one wrong thing, depending on who that's for, you might not get let in.
Yeah, wow. Well, it makes sense though.
People don't get let in. Azealia Banks hasn't been let in here for years.
Azealia Banks, really?
Yeah, because of the controversial shit she says.
I thought she wasn't. She just refused to come back here because she got booed off stage or something like that. Yeah,
and then they just wouldn't allow her back because of her shit.
Yeah. Fuck.
But there's been, I saw an influencer recently not be allowed in. Like some dude that goes, Bosch.
Yeah,
Big Bosch. He didn't get allowed in because of shit that he said on social media.
Yeah. So
it's definitely not as easy to get over here either.
Yep.
Some of these people don't get allowed in because they're fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But which is fair enough.
Yeah, unless you're like Mr. Traumatic or something.
Yeah. So it's just interesting.
But how do you feel, or how do you find as well about with our industry, because our industry is so small, but it's so well connected, that instead of having things like Big Day Out once upon a time and Stereosonic and Future Music Festival, now, I mean, obviously we've got Ice Cream Factory and all the other things, but with those events, right, it's like our scene is solely interconnected. We do get interstate and international artists, but not as much as we would like, but it really is just like, in a way we got to help each other to get to grow everything rather than a way. How do you feel about that?
I think there needs to be a little bit of a collaborative effort in that sense as well.
Yeah.
But it's hard because you couldn't book a Big Day Out or a Stereosonic level lineup.
No way, not anymore.
Because of the costs.
Yeah, it's just too expensive. That's why
I think the single stage festivals work a little bit better now.
Yeah.
If it's got a stacked lineup, and even then, it's getting harder and harder because of the red tape and stuff that promoters are getting, like the struggles that they're putting under. Right.
That's it. Rest in peace, Sewing Room and bloody Badlands, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like all the other great places that are shut down and people that have lost money because they've given it a red hot crack. But yeah. It's hard because collaboration obviously helps, but it is also a very competitive scene too.
Yeah.
And Perth's such a weird one because we don't have the population of over east. We are very sheltered, and you were just mentioning before that drum and bass is getting a lot bigger, and dubstep is getting a lot bigger in the US now.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Perth's had a bit of a drum and bass spurt the past 24 to 36 months, 3-4 years, really.
Yeah.
Not 2-3 years, 3-4 years. But it's starting to slow down now.
Wait, what do you mean by a spurt? As in, it's just been picking up?
It's been huge.
Yeah.
The whole scene in Perth has been drum and bass.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel like it's slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
There hasn't been as many smaller events popping up as there used to be.
Yeah.
When it was that hot. And just looking at ticket sales with other genres around Perth at the moment, your interplanetary, your hard house, hard groove, techno UKG ones are doing really well.
Yep.
When they were booking the drum and bass acts for Perth, they weren't necessarily doing Australian tours. They're just coming straight to Perth and then leaving.
Yeah, that's it. One
the
day,
big
and then
ones
see you
would
later.
go do a few.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a thing over east.
Yeah.
Like drum and bass wasn't a thing. It was here. That it was everywhere.
That's exactly, and it's just
And
house
Perth's
and
just
techno
got its
over east.
own-
Yeah.
Perth's just got its own little ecosystem.
Yeah. It's fascinating,
which is
isn't
so
it?
weird.
Yeah.
But it's cool because we are the most isolated city in the world.
Yep.
And it does give opportunity to more local DJs than it does for producers.
Yeah.
Where over east, you flip that.
Yep.
You get more, you get, not more, but you'll get maybe a couple more opportunities as a producer over there than you would here. I was speaking to someone about this recently, like, there's some absolute weapon producers in Perth that don't get gigs.
Yeah, I know.
But local DJs will because that's what they market themselves as.
Yeah. But it's also like the ability to get the gigs and to travel as well. Like a good example is E-Putty. He used to live with me, Ewan, and he is so talented with the music he makes, with everything he does. So talented, right? But with Ewan, because he's in Perth, I feel like it's hindered him a little bit.
Yeah.
And it sucks because he makes glitch hop and he makes like groovy halftime bass beat stuff. It's so wicked.
Yeah.
And he's released albums and EPs and everything. But then his market's America. And so what does he do? He has to move to America almost to be able to really get wings and fly away in a way.
100%.
But then it's like we're so sheltered almost because we've got our own ecosystem.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's 100% that. Like I've got a mate, weapon producer, worked with a rapper, Aboriginal rapper, Ziggy Ramo, J Cal, his name is.
Yeah.
He just weapon producer. Got a cool little agency over here, does production for a couple cool bands, works with Triple J on Earth.
Yep.
Toured drumming with fucking Tash Sultana in America and stuff like that. Like, super talented little guy. But yeah, in the DJ realm, struggles.
Yeah.
But he knows his thing's production and that side. And it's just not given, they're not given the opportunities as much.
Yeah. And that's where it kind of does come back to like the whole who you know rather than what you know.
And then he went to Sydney and then all of a sudden went to Sydney working on this album. Bang, was working with Tucker from Fundamentals.
Yeah.
Did a couple songs on his album a couple years back.
Yeah.
You know, getting in rooms with all these people and making these connections. Then has a connection and goes to fucking America.
Yep.
You know, makes all these connections and does these jobs that because there's money to be paid for that.
Yeah.
In that spot.
Yep,
There isn't as much in Australia.
Yeah.
Because it is it's not supported as much as it should be. Which I find interesting because a lot of the creative industry, be it whatever creative industry you're in, they're usually the first people to step up and do shit for people too.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're usually the last people left out of stuff.
Yeah,
so
to
be
get
it
paid
any
and all
like
sorts,
big disaster or anything that usually happens in Australia, usually like music crews will get on board that and do the charity things, and you know they're always the first to give back and help everyone they possibly can, but they're always the last to be remembered. And I think there is so many creative cool things in Australian music that hasn't been fostered as well as it was from 2010 to COVID.
Yeah.
Like we had a stranglehold, like the Australian music scene had a sound.
Yep.
And it was taking the world by storm. You've got your Alice in Wonderlands, your Flumes, Slumberjack was going over there, you know, that trappy sound, and they were forefronts and they were like really pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, of Australian music.
And then COVID hit and there's been no help since.
Yeah.
For the creative industries. They've just been left there to struggle. And it's, I think only now there's been a bit of a pickup. Yeah. But even then, that's for the local scene. The main scene where your bigger artists are coming over and they're getting charged through the teeth because the prices since COVID have doubled.
Yeah, that's it. Prices all gone up.
Yeah, and so the local promoters are underwater, and unless you've got a rock solid weekly or rock solid brand monthly, probably 9 times out of 10 you're losing money on those events.
Yeah.
And most local promoters would be, which is a difficult thing because they're trying to do these really cool things, but a lot of people are just strangleholded by ticket prices.
Yeah, that's something I just can't get over, because it really is that, like, if you're running events in WA, you're probably losing money.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not fair and it's not right, but at the same time, it's like, how do you make money? Because people
Going back to what you said before was the collaborative part of the industry.
That's
right?
it. You have to collab.
Because how many nights you see, and you're like, fuck, there's 3 really cool acts over from over east.
Yeah.
But each person's been flown over individually and will fly back individually. Each person's been booked their own accommodations.
Yeah.
And then every single event is 3 separate events for the same music.
Yeah.
And then all of those crowds that are loyal to those specific brands are spread, and then all 3 events don't work.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people don't realize, but what's so fascinating is how the event creators and event promoters, they literally have to communicate with each other. Don't do that date. I got this coming over.
Yeah.
Don't do that date because, this is going to happen.
Then it's like counterproductive because it's like, well, my company's trying to do better than everyone else and I want to be the company.
Because it's business.
Because it's business, which is completely fair enough.
Yep.
So I'm literally telling my competition what I'm doing for work.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work in business.
No, that's it. No.
So it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because I do think there needs to be maybe a little bit more collaboration between brands and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because there could be some really cool parties to be thrown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Especially with different people's contacts and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's who you can trust.
Yep. To not actually go and blab and spread the word and basically just try and one up your business in a way.
Exactly right. And then obviously you hear about horror stories about people doing specific stuff to other people, and then people doing stuff back and whatnot. And you just have to. And then it gets down to the point where if I want to be in this industry, I need to protect myself.
Yeah.
The only person that really matters at the end of the day is me, and I need to protect me.
Yeah, and that's why it's so silly, because people think, oh, it's just being self-centered, but it's like, no, but at the end of the day...
Because I've had these bad things happen.
Yeah, and you got to prevent them from happening again.
I need to be protective of myself, because it's the whole, do it twice, full, shame on me.
Yeah.
Do it 3 times, shame on you, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
It is, if you keep getting burnt, and you're not putting walls up and protecting yourself, well then, if it happens once or twice, you've been dogged.
Yeah, that's it.
But if you continuously get dogged, it's like, well...
Something's happening.
Something's happening there.
Yeah, there's a pattern.
Yeah. So...
Yeah.
The collaboration thing, I think, is a big thing for the industry, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because everyone is in it for themselves and their teams.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough too.
Yeah.
And there's no taking that away. You have to be very open to both sides and understand what people are doing.
Yeah. Well, no, that's it.
To be able to move fluidly through everything.
Yeah.
You can't just stand there and be like, no.
Yeah.
You've got to be open, and you've got to take the opportunities when they arise.
That's it.
And that's what happens.
Yeah, because it's like, say, with New Year's, right? If you just go, oh shit, Origin's doing this and they're putting these people on, I can't do it now because they're doing that. That's not business. That's not being able to go, well, if they're doing a drum and bass event, we'll do a house event. To try and balance it out.
Yeah.
But you're right, because the problem we've got is the population. It's so sparse and so spread apart.
Yeah.
And people will just go to an event. Like Ed Sheeran's on.
Yeah.
So all the pubs in Perth are just empty.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn it, why does Ed Sheeran have to go on this day?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, can't he just come during the week?
Yeah, there's always going to be crossovers.
Yeah. But that's just
But it's getting to a point of who do you trust? And you see moves out there and it questions.
Yeah.
You question yourself what's actually going on?
But then with because you've had such a long journey at so far. But would you recommend people to actually kind of really try and go into big dog events, to really try and get into the starting out just throwing small events and small parties, but then actually trying to aim to throw festivals? Because, I can imagine a lot of people would be so into it and be like, yeah, that would be awesome. You can throw your own festival. But the amount of money that's on the line, the amount of liability, the amount of things that could go wrong, the amount of stress and anxiety and stuff.
Well, you're talking high 6 figures, 7-figure loss.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you fuck up.
Yeah.
Right? I've seen it happen to multiple people.
Yeah, I've heard about a few as well, and someone walked away with a lot of money as well.
You know, so
we'll talk about that after.
there's lots of weird stuff that happens out there.
Yeah,
and it's all well and good to talk about wanting to run these things and do these things, but I don't think many people that do it really study it.
Yeah, and actually figure it out.
It sort of just ends up. This falls into people's laps.
Yeah. And that's what's weird in Perth as well, because it seems like it's not things fall in people's laps, but it's like what you're saying before. It's like if you really chase it, you could have an opportunity.
Yeah.
To possibly connect the dots to lead down a pathway similar to where you'd actually want it to be, almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just, you know, it's life.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's life, man.
But like no one really, like I have anyone that I've really worked with in the music industry, I haven't really, or like the higher ups bookings and running the like successful events and whatnot.
Yeah.
You don't talk to them and they're not like, yeah, I went to uni for running festivals.
Yeah.
They went to uni for accounting.
Yeah. That's
you know, like you sort of just fall into it a little bit and it's like, oh, there's an opportunity here. Let's go down this path and explore it.
Well, like what? So I on this, right, when I get new DJs that come through, I give examples of just like, I say to some DJs where it's like, you know, if you go out and you go to a bar or a nightclub, right, and you go and meet a whole bunch of people, when you go home, you have a shower, you get in bed, look at the roof, and just before you sleep, just think about who the people you met, the opportunities, what they do, you know, and just kind of think about like, because one of the last guests we got into deep diving into the idea of it sounds like it's almost sadistic, being like, oh, well, that person runs events here, so if I go and hang out with him and you know, just be his lapdog, then hopefully I can get gigs doing that. But it's not the right attitude, but being able to kind of go, wow, these people are awesome and they're in this industry. I want to be a part of it and actually try and, you know, get more involved and stuff like that. But how would you kind of like, when you go do your teaching, what advice would you give to people to, other than going and being a part of the scene, what advice would you give to people to try and get more involved, other than just going to the events?
Well, I think firstly is going to the events.
Yeah.
You can't, like, you
You
can't.
gotta.
You can't.
Yeah.
Unless you're producing.
Yeah.
And are a seasoned producer,
Yeah.
and everyone knows your songs.
Yeah.
So there's one path.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
But
obviously going there.
But it's still a slog.
I think
though, as
also
well, too.
making yourself an online presence these days.
Yeah. So yeah.
Where, you know,
Cold hard truth. Yeah.
it is. The scene has changed.
Yeah.
Right? Where before, like I was mentioning earlier, once you get a couple gigs, you can get into the scene. Then, back in the day, yeah, it spreads between venues, who's doing well and who's doing what. Then, depending on what side of the industry you align yourself with, the opportunities might come. But the thing that I'm teaching students these days, and the more and more obvious it is that you need to have an online presence.
Yeah.
You can't get booked these days unless you've been in the industry for 10 plus years and you've already got those connections.
Yeah.
And you're a trusted source in the industry and you can rock up and do your job.
Well, it's just like with jobs. When you go and apply for a job, they always want hands-on experience.
Yeah.
You know, if you go get a degree, you might know the book side of it.
Yeah.
But they always say we want 3 years of experience.
Of that experience.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that. And
Yeah.
there is no substitute for hours behind the decks.
Yeah, exactly.
There just isn't.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
the more and more you do it, the better and better you become.
That's it.
That's just it.
It's just a rule of thumb, because
Yeah,
it is a musical
anything in
instrument,
life, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
anything.
got to
in
fucking
life,
practice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then also becoming a part of the promoter team.
Yeah.
That you have to promote if you want to DJ.
So when you say being part of the promoter team, so like, in your words, what actually is a promoter? Because obviously being like an event promote, like, would you say that you're more of an event creator and
Me?
manager in a
Yeah,
way?
yeah.
Yeah, so an event manager.
Yeah.
So then with an event promoter, they would fall,
So
what
they're
is a
essentially your
promoter?
staff member,
Staff member,
right?
okay,
Like,
yeah.
you've got a group of XYZ people.
Yeah, yeah.
So I remember back in the day when I was running a Kuna, I had a promotions group of about 30 to 40 people.
Yeah.
Every 2 months, I'd message the group and say, hey guys, just noticed a couple people aren't sending in guest lists anymore. If you're not wanting to be a part of this, that's all G. Just going to move you out, move on to the next...
this isn't it here, is it?
What is it?
This is a Kuna music?
No, I think this page has been sold, mate.
Oh, it's been sold. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
But you can Google Akuna Club.
Akuna Club, yeah.
And then the petting zoo scenario will come up. It'll probably be a photo of me on Perth now with a llama.
Yeah, it did.
It is. Yeah.
Damn.
We're cooking.
We're cooking. Quickly explain what the llama. Why is there a llama?
Well, like I was doing promotions, and you know, it was a Wednesday, and it was a bit of a harder thing, and I was trying to do things weekly that would be a promotion talk about. So we used to do Zupa Duper nights.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of artists through Akuna. So Akuna was like our Wednesday. What the hashtag was Wednesday bass.
Yep.
And it was house music. So yeah, we booked a lot of artists through there. We booked Dom Dollar for $2,000 on his Weekend Ride Go Freak remix on Sweat.
Wow.
Go Freak we booked. Young Franco we booked. Torren Foot we booked. Alice in Wonderland rolled through.
You booked Torren
We had
Foot.
Nina Las Vegas come through for our second birthday.
Damn.
So we had a lot
These are big names.
Yeah. So going back to like the Slumberjack thing,
Yeah.
sort of the same thought process, right? Get these people early, and that's what we did really well at Metric Promotions.
Yeah.
We had these nights where we could put these artists in, and then you foster, or the boys in the office and we worked with, we could foster relationships with these artists.
Yeah.
And make the nights busy for them, show them the city.
Yep.
Look after them as well as we could. And then when they go back over east, they start telling their mates that are producers, oh, these guys are booking over east. And because we were booking on a Wednesday, midweek, you can go to the manager, well, we ain't paying your full cost. It's a fucking midweek event.
Makes sense.
So it was a little bit cheaper to get them over here.
That would make so much sense, yeah.
Because of tickets, Wednesdays, whatever.
Yeah.
So that was a very interesting part. And then obviously fostering those relationships with those guys. And then the boys in the offices would start to do the bigger festivals as well. So Wonderland was a single stage festival that we used to do.
I remember something about that, actually.
I think one of them was like All Day, Rufus, early Wonderland Festival, Perth. Then there was one called Circo that we did too.
Oh, yep, I remember that.
I was driving one day. How's this?
Yeah.
Driving one day in my car, in my dad's work ute. Delivering fucking doors because he spray painted kitchens. Flat pack furniture for kitchens and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was driving out to Shittsville delivering these doors, and I was listening to Triple J when people actually listen to fucking Triple J, and I think it was like Abby Holmes or Zan Rowe or one of the ladies on like the afternoon or early morning. It was the 9 to 12 spot. She goes, really excited to do this, really excited to put this out. I think this person's going to be huge. Golden Features. I was like, heard Guillotine, rang Tina and Luke, book Golden Features ASAP for Akuna.
Yep.
We booked him for Akuna, had him coming in on a Wednesday. He all of a sudden started blowing up, and then he got put on Circo.
Wow. But that's it. It's sometimes the luck of the draw, right? You get them just before they blow up.
Yeah, but that was our goal. That was the thing. It was like, look at these guys. There was plenty of things for these people to come over. Yeah. Essentially, what like the Vault Boys and Josh Clate. Obviously, Josh Clate worked for Metric as well. So he did a different brand and came in after me. He did Father.
Yeah. Oh, so he did Father.
I think he did the later Fathers. With Pierce Erickson.
Yeah, I really do want to get Josh on here. I hit him up. But
I think he's great for, like,
he would have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So Josh does that same sort of model now for therapy.
Yeah.
Right? He's booking these.
But therapy's not happening anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, it does. It happens. It's moved to Villa.
Okay. Yeah.
because Slims is doing renos apparently.
Yeah. Father. This was...
That was a trap night.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I used to play at that too.
Yeah, that was old.
That was at
Nevermind
Nevermind Small Club.
Yeah, that was before.
Ace took it over.
Yeah, it was called... What was it called before?
Fly Right.
Fly Right, that's it.
And
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, because I remember Father being over east as well. It was like over in Brisbane or something as well. Yeah. Or it was over Melbourne or something.
Yeah, they tried to take it over. It was Sydney because they went to the wall.
Okay.
And the person that's running the wall, his name's Tom. And Tom is now one of the head guys at your shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, because I always thought Father started over there, then came over here. Not that it started here and went over there.
So it actually started at a place called, where was it? Shafto Lane in the city. And the place was called Republic.
Yes.
And it was run by a gay cowboy with his little dog.
Really?
And it was a gay... Oh, no, it was a male strip joint.
Yeah.
before midnight.
Before midnight.
Yeah. And then there was a thing. They used to run something on a Friday called Control.
Yeah, I remember something about that.
Control was like Yon Jovi and like the hip hop dudes.
Yeah.
And they ran something called Dorsia.
Yeah, I remember Dorsia.
Yeah, and then they also ran Canvas. CNVS. And that was downstairs at Joe's Juice Joint. Got busy and went upstairs.
Yeah, wow.
So that I think they were doing that, but then
How
on the
long ago
Saturdays.
was that? So that was before it became Joe's then.
Yes.
Yeah, because Joe's.
Joe's was after Canvas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called something else.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I can't remember what the venue names were. I just knew it as Canvas.
Yeah.
And it was a downstairs spot because it had nothing going on.
Yeah.
And then they went upstairs because they created a cool brand.
Yeah.
And it was just hip hop, and it was fucking sick.
Yeah.
But then I think they were the early Metric days before I knew those boys and started working for them. But they ran alternating weeks on Saturdays, Mother and Father. That's where that was born.
Really? So that's where the name came from, Mother and Father.
Mother and Father alternating weeks.
Wow.
On the Saturdays. And I think they're a little bit different genre-wise. I can't remember.
What a way to do it. That's a cool way to do it.
But I remember as well... after, and you'll be able to find this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Actually, type in Oliver Sykes, Sykes.
Oliver Sykes. Yep.
Yep. Space Skrillex. And then Sucker Punch. Suckerpunch. I'm wondering if that video will pop up. It's like a raw thing.
Yeah, Father. Wow.
Is that?
Skrillex playing at Father.
Yeah, it's raw. So Oliver Sykes is the lead singer of a band called From First to Last.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And Skrillex was the lead singer beforehand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay, so that's why he's got a weird voice box.
Yeah, that's it.
Because he's torn his vocal things.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
He wasn't allowed to sing.
That's
so
why
Oliver
Skrillex
Sykes
became big. Yeah.
Oliver Sykes replaced him, and they did a raw set at Father or Mother. Was it which one?
At Father.
At Father at that place. Have a look at that video. It's fucking hectic.
That's epic.
Like this was raw. I remember going that night. And this was before I knew all of them as well. And I was like, this is the nights I want to go to.
Yeah, that's incredible. Do you know a funny story? Do you know how Skrillex became huge and became really, really big? So he tore his vocal cords and he messed everything up, right? And he tried to get out of, the rock and roll side of things. He made Scary Monsters Nice Sprites by remixing his old From First to Last albums and music, right? And he went to Las Vegas, dressed up as a security guard, went to a Deadmau5 gig, went backstage, went straight up to Joel after he'd finished his gig and shook his hand with a thumb drive in it, had Scary Monsters Nice Sprites. Joel went I'm not even kidding. Joel went away, put it in his laptop and was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Get him here right now.
Yeah.
And that's how Skrillex was born.
Yeah. And he did the same thing. And then he mentored Skrillex.
Yep.
And he also mentored Rez.
Yeah, Rez. Yeah,
Deadmau5 is GOAT.
Yeah.
I don't care what he does. I love him. He does his own thing.
Yeah.
And he's my favourite.
Did you see recently where he got really shit-faced on stage?
So funny. Yeah. Just so unapologetically
he
doesn't give a fuck.
That's it. He just didn't care. He just got up and just had a good time.
But yeah, so like that stuff.
Yeah.
That was the stuff that sort of like, I got introduced to.
Yeah.
And being in a shitty upstairs strip joint with sticky floors was like, my introduction.
Just what a time, right? Just like how music has changed. And
like obviously being around there, but that Sucker Punch video, or the dude that does those videos, Sucker Punch, he did all the video stuff for the Metric Boys and Pirates to start off with, right? Yeah. Back in Perth. He got so big that he lives in LA now. He was touring with I'm pretty sure Skrillex, but I'm also
heard of this guy,
pretty sure he did Rock's wedding. Like
what?
That's The Rock.
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock, bald guy. Yeah,
Dwayne
and he's
Johnson.
done Under Armour videos for him and shit.
Wow.
He started in Perth doing these video clips.
Yeah.
I was still swimming at the time, and his year 1 video.
But here's a Dorsia one.
Yeah.
Dorsia birthday.
Yeah. His year 1 video, that's what I would watch to pump myself up before a 5 or a 10K open water.
Wow.
Like it would just do something to me.
Yeah. Just hear that music and you just got to go get into it.
Yeah.
So then, well, we're running out of time, but before we wrap everything up, because your DJ thing, right? You've been doing drone footage and DJing at different locations around Perth. How can I pull that up? And so what actually is that?
Yeah, so just on YouTube, Romp Agency.
Romp Agents. Oh, oops. So what actually is it? So because I've seen that you played on an island and you got a boat out there.
Yeah,
or something. You're hell scared about getting the deck split or something.
Yeah. So essentially, that one was Point Walter. Did a bit of research into it and everything like that.
To make sure that you wouldn't sink.
Yeah, well, what I did a couple of weeks earlier is I checked the tides and everything.
Yeah.
Went there in the day, tide was saying something, and I was like, okay, at this point in the morning, the tide's saying this. We won't get wet. We'll be able to get out there. We'll be able to get back, according to the tides.
Yep, that's good.
Got there at...
But what boat did you use? What do you mean?
Got there at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Wait, you got there at 3:30 a.m.?
Yeah. So we got there at 3:30 a.m. and
I thought this was sunset.
No, sunrise. So this is fucked, by the way.
Yeah, you look tired.
Yeah, I was cool. What we did was I was like, look, even us carrying, even if we can walk the equipment out there, Google Maps was saying it's 1 kilometer from the car park where you enter the thing to get to the island. So it's a K.
Yeah.
So I was like, all I can do is carry 2 decks in one hand. And
hope to not slip or fall in a hole.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah,
so I was like, fuck it.
I
went to Anaconda and bought an $80 inflatable boat.
Which one? I'm going to have a look.
Just inflatable boat, Anaconda. It'll be the cheapest one. Intex, I think the brand was.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, that $80, we put everything in it because we got there. Yeah.
Which one?
The blue one.
Oh, that's so cool.
So
you went out there with like 10 grand's worth of equipment.
It was about 20.
20 grand's worth of equipment.
And so I just said to Holly, my girlfriend, where's Holly?
Big shout out, where's Holly?
Yeah. Love you. And then Daniel, my videographer, we got there and we were looking at it and we were like, fuck, well, lucky we bought the boat, took the shoes off, packed the boat, pumped it up in the car park, did everything, was on the water for probably 4:30.
Yeah.
Walked out there. It was like shin deep for me. Yeah. Now I'm 6'4". Yeah. So everyone else was like knee deep.
How many people came out with
3.
you? Okay.
Me, Daniel, and Holly.
Okay.
We were going out there, and I saw a stingray.
Okay, that's
cool.
And I
was like, oh, something moved. then everyone was looking around.
Yeah,
no one
out.
could see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I must have just been seeing stuff, knowing full well that it was round and there was a barb off the back of it. And I was like, no, I didn't see anything because we're about a quarter of the way out there. And I was like, if I say something, these two are going to want to turn around.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. So I kept going.
Yeah.
And then Holly's like walking directly on the back of me.
Yeah.
And like screeching every step.
Yeah, man.
Because
God,
we
what's
kept
that?
like we were stepping on jellyfish the whole way out.
Oh,
like
wow.
every step jellyfish.
Yeah.
Fish, we were stepping on fish.
No shoes?
No shoes.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
So just walking out there.
Connecting
And because
with
the tide was going out,
Yeah.
there was movement on the bank of all the animals. So anyways, we got there, then we got out there, and there was I probably shouldn't say this, but fuck, whatever. There's like a bird fence
Okay.
that says
bird fence.
it's nesting season.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like, I've been done in the past for animal and music stuff with the Kuna Club and the petting zoo. I don't want this to become, like, if I get in the shit about this, I don't want this to become me just being an animal pest, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I fucking love animals.
That wouldn't happen, but yeah.
But we got there,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, I don't know. Me and Holly were like, I don't know. And then Dan was just like, fuck it, let's do
That'd be
it.
so funny.
So we went right to the edge, because at the other end of the bank, the birds were actually nesting. And we didn't want to disturb them.
That makes sense, yeah.
So we got out there, and then we went back. It still hadn't dissipated, but it was a lot shorter. The walk out there was scary. It probably took 45 minutes because we actually had to be on the sandbar and we couldn't see more than 5-10 meters in front of us.
Yeah.
Because it's pitch black and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. So we were walking across the sandbar like sideways to find where it got shallower and then go down that path. And then 2 weeks later, they shut down Point Walter because a bull shark went past the thing 80 times.
80 times?
Yeah, because it's a bull shark breeding ground because it's next to Blackwall Reach, which is where the bull sharks breed.
I've almost jumped off of Blackwall.
That's where they breed.
Oh my God.
So it's a big problem.
Yeah.
And we're lucky we didn't get done. So obviously got the shots. Very stoked with it. The purpose of the series is obviously I've driven past that on boats. Used to work in the Golden Triangle, so used to see it all the way out there.
Yeah.
And I just thought, fuck, doing a DJ set out there would be really cool. And then figured it out. Did it. Turned out really, really well.
Yeah, it did. It turned out really
visually
well.
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely a story to tell. Something to remember.
Yeah.
The next one was obviously the Perth Boathouse, the blue boat shed.
Yep.
Which we did. Turned out really well. Really cool, like driving past in the morning. People honking their horns and shit because it's a public spot.
Yep.
Only missed one person or fucked one person's day up with their shoots of wanting to take photos in front of it. And funny, it was at fucking 4:45 in the morning that people wanted to get photos in front of it. So I pushed it back 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we could start so they could get their photos and stuff.
Wow.
And then the next one, we actually did one with Houseology that has yet to be released.
Yep.
It's a back-to-back with Reignited and
what is that speaker?
Gorgon City. It's a KRK 5-inch rocket.
Okay.
Just a studio monitor.
Yeah, and then you just have
and then I can hear that.
Okay.
So it probably goes about 10 meters.
Yep.
In terms of sound. Like in a 10-meter radius, it's quite loud.
Yeah.
But then it drops off very well. So even when I was doing it in front of the boathouse there, like realistically only on the bridge you could hear the music. You couldn't hear the music anywhere else. So it wasn't like a big thing for of me is if we do them in public areas like that where they are closer, it's enough sound that I can hear it for the mix. It's not about anyone else.
Yeah.
For that, it's about what it looks like there.
Yep. No, it makes total sense.
And then obviously for my agency as well, the plan is to crop these into ads. Getting more DJs on my roster, having more venues under my belt eventually, and I'm going to put an ad together saying DJs anywhere, anytime.
That's pretty cool.
Because it's in DJs in random spots.
Yeah.
That are hard to reach places or different spots.
Yeah, Mike DeWitt.
Yep, so did one with Mike, and then we did another one at Point Walter with the Houseology dudes.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, Gorgon City back-to-back Reardon, world first.
Well, you did a Gorgon City one.
Yeah, it's a half an hour mix at Point Walter.
That's cool.
The sandbar was completely open that day.
Open. Okay.
Yeah, so we did it on the sandbar halfway out.
Yeah.
And then when they were DJing, the water was actually closing in on them.
Yeah.
So it's like a bit of a reverse effect to my first one that I did at Point Walter. So I've got some more that I want to do around Perth.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's obviously used for advertising for my agency, but also wanting to showcase Perth and wanting to do circle-esque sets.
Yeah. That's it. That's something that I wanted to dive into as well, just to try and actually like do this here would be incredible.
Because that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, because we've got the locations, we've got the spots, and like it's just this company here.
Yeah, Circle's so good. That's what it's based off, right? Like that's the point. Obviously, they've gotten to a point as well where it's like
2.2 million views, 3 years ago.
Yeah, but their production's on another level as well, and now they're an events company where they can throw events to a point where they've done these locations, and then what it looks like, I don't know, but what it looks like is with their backing and their socials, that they can approach councils and pretty places and say, I want to run a party here. Yeah. This is what it looks like. We're respectful, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Like, there's so, like...
Yeah, the Sebastian Lega one at the Pyramids is probably my favourite because he's on a synth the whole time.
Yeah, okay. But, like... Well, how do you feel about bush doofs, out of curiosity? Because it's like...
I think there's a place for them, man.
That's
100%.
It. Yeah.
I think, and going back to like a bit of a callback earlier on when we were talking about the music scene.
Yeah.
10 years ago, you could have multiple crossovers.
Yeah.
But now it's very much like, you have to pick a scene you want to go into. And you have to figure out what sort of DJ you want to do. Yeah. Are you in DJing because of a monetary value? If that's the case, you're going to be playing different gigs to someone that's not in it to a monetary value just wants to play those specific events.
Yeah, see, that's where it's just funny because it's like
people need to obviously it'd be the perfect world is where everyone can cross over and I can support a huge act.
Yeah.
Then I can go and play Stories on the weekend, an early set and play some hip hop.
Yeah.
And then the next day I could be playing a wedding.
Yeah, that's it. And just
that'd be great.
Yeah.
But with the way everything's going, you have to pick niches now.
Yeah.
It's not as easy.
That's it. And it is like you have to pick your style of music, your genre, and then...
So I think there's a huge spot for doofs. I think the people that are involved in doofs and run the correct ones are fantastic.
I reckon this is my favourite one, by the way. This Boris Brechka one.
Yeah, that's a stellar one too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're great. I think there's definitely a value for them. I think they hit the markets, and I think it's just people finding their people, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what a big part of events also are. You can go to a music event for the music, 110%. But it's also being around a specific vibe of people why you go to that specific event, right?
Yeah. But see, that's it. And like... Stuff I've overheard over the years, right, is that people are preferring to go to bush doofs because there's no ticket fee. They can go and be whoever they want to be and do whatever they want to do without any, like, restrictions in a way. Obviously, morals come into play and empathy and all the other things, right?
Yeah.
But the idea as well that a lot of girls prefer bush doofs because they don't get hit on. And there's all this problem where, you know, people... My cousin put it the best way when she was when she first turned 18. She told me, which I could not believe these words came out of her mouth. She told me that she only goes clubbing if her friends really drag her out. She doesn't like it. She feels like it's a bit of a breeding ground. And it's almost like you only really want to go there if you just want to go get laid. And when I heard that from an 18-year-old girl, who is like, you know, she's a pretty little thing or whatever... But it's like, is this the distortion that these people are now kind of getting wrapped up into? That nightclubs aren't about just going out with your mates and bumping into someone and having a smoke with them in the smoking section. Then you start a great conversation, a great friendship, go have a dance and just be a part of it. When I was younger, I used to go to Amplifier and Capital all the time. I'd go out to the smoking section and be like, hey, can I pinch a paper? And then just befriend someone, meet their whole group and spend the rest of the night having a good time.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Gen Z, with the way music is and the way things are changing here in WA, it's almost like Gen Z don't want to go out and do things.
I don't think it's just WA. I think that's worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide.
Like, worldwide, alcohol sales are down, and social media. It's a flex now to post your coffee at 6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. Like, or go for your morning walk or morning CrossFit. The world's getting a little bit healthier, so it's not everyone's perspective. There's obviously people that are still doing that. But people also don't like the music scene, and I think that also comes from depending on how you're brought up too.
Yeah. Right?
Like,
holy shit. Okay, so in the United States, adult alcohol consumption fell to 54% in 2025, and it's the lowest in nearly 90 years.
Alcohol sales around the world are plummeting massively.
47% in Australia.
People don't realise this.
Wow.
There's a whole
I thought it was
generation
20%.
shift.
Yeah.
There's a whole generation shift.
Yeah, wow.
There's some numbers out there that would really shock some people if they actually had a look into a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. Global sales are down. People aren't drinking as much.
Yeah.
That's why these coffee shop raves and stuff like that, because going out and dancing and partying to music is a bit of like, everyone does it at least once.
Yeah, and you
but
can do it anywhere.
there's no fucking way anyone can say they don't do it at least once.
Yeah.
So I think people are still wanting that rite of passage and go to a DJ and dance and stuff like that. But if someone makes a conscious decision that they're not drinking anymore, which isn't that out of the ordinary these days.
Well, it's just because people are waking up. It's a poison. Cigarettes are a poison.
100%.
We've been fed this poison for a long, long time, and now
not me just darting here all day, but but that's why I've stopped vaping.
Yeah,
it's interesting since I've stopped vaping and I've started cigarettes. Like,
it's just
I'm nowhere near as phlegmy.
Yeah,
I don't feel as bad.
Just bad. Yeah.
So it's just an interesting people are changing and people
are
trying
poison.
to get that little bit healthier.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, alcohol sales will be down. So, but in terms of that, the nightclub industry isn't dying.
Yeah.
People are still going out on Saturdays.
Yeah.
People would go out on Fridays if they could afford it.
Yeah.
But they can't.
They can't afford it.
So they save it for one day.
Yeah.
Where back in the day when it was everything was pumping, we avoided a global financial crisis here.
Yeah.
We're in a boom because of the mining industry. Everyone had cash. Everyone was going out Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
When I started going out, I went out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, you could.
When I stopped swimming, I went to
Hippie Club on
Tuesday for backpacker night.
Backpacker night.
Cheek on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Thirsty Thursdays at the Claremont.
Yep.
Friday, I went to Mondo.
Yeah, Mondo Fridays.
But a lot of other people went to a lot of other places.
Fucking Mondo
Saturday
Fridays.
was wherever.
Yeah, just
wherever.
Good, yeah.
And then Sunday was usually Claremont and Clubber again.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Clubber, and you rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah.
But now but then you talk about networking.
Yeah.
You'd see the same people at the same venues and the same crew, right? So you're going to all of these venues every time. You're creating those networks. But if anyone can only go out on a Saturday now, where are those networks getting created?
Exactly.
So
coffee shops.
coffee shops.
Yeah. I still find it. I find it so baffling because it's
it's not my thing.
Yeah, no, it's not my thing.
It's not a lot of people's things. But it is some people's things. And there is different people out there that need different things.
But I just don't get it though, because it's you can go and buy a pint of beer for $14, right? Or whatever, and a glass of wine, and you get a meal, and it's it all adds up to the bar.
Yep.
But if you go to a coffee shop, you buy a $4, coffee.
Yeah.
A large coffee or whatever.
And a $15 shit croissant.
Yeah, croissant or a bagel or something like that.
It's $12.
Yeah, where does the money really come in to pay the DJs, pay the hire fee, to pay this, pay that?
Yeah.
Because it's cool, it's background music in a coffee shop, but no one's going to sit there and have 10 coffees.
Yeah.
You can go to a bar and you can have 4 cocktails and 2 glasses of wine.
Yeah.
Because you just keep drinking and the party's going, you're having fun, it's getting more groovy, you're getting more drunk. But at a coffee shop, if you go and have 5 coffees, you'd be fucking bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the monetary side of it doesn't make much sense to me in a way.
No, it doesn't.
But I guess it's the new wave of just like what you were saying before. It's like, well, you can dance anywhere.
It did pop up, but I think they ran 1 or 2 that didn't hit that well.
Yeah, well, they're still doing it. There's actually 2 different events now in Perth that are doing it. And then I know of another 2 people that wanted to do it for next summer.
Yeah.
So it's like, once again, Perth's jumping on trends, right? So it's like next summer we're going to have 5 or 6 different coffee shop events popping up.
Well, it's all like, but it's the same as like the sober raves, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the cold nips thing down at the beach. Like we all go and run in the water, and then we'll go have a coffee and dance at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, like
they sell out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically sell out.
It's not my vibe.
Yeah.
But that community and those people that want to better themselves in terms of health and fitness, it fits for their narrative.
Yep.
So I think, there are different spots, and not every event that pops up you're going to agree with, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously I've seen events recently and I'm like, fuck, that's really cool, I'm going to go to that.
Yeah.
There's events that pop up and I'm like, fuck no. Right?
That's it, yeah.
You know, there's...
Yeah.
It tickles everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what entertainment is. So
that's it. You got to find the avenue.
And you got to find your niche or find the opening in the market and what needs to be filled, right?
Yeah.
And I think any smart business person like would be doing that and trying to fill those voids.
Well, it's almost
but
like...
doing doing any events, right? Like if you're booking an act, go and put that money on black.
Yeah.
If you're running a festival.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, go put it on a number and hope you win. Yeah.
You probably got more odds, right?
Yeah.
Because...
Well, actually, you are right, yeah. More odds,
however many festivals we see pop up and fail, festivals don't even come to fruition now.
Yeah.
They put the festival out and then they go, pre-sales were shit, cancelling.
Yeah, I can't believe
so,
that. Yeah.
You know, that happens and they're still out a lot of money. But you need to be, because of how quickly the music industry changes and how adaptable you need to be, if you're running a weekly club night or something like that, you can be adaptable on the fly.
Yeah, if you do
right? It's like, this sound's not working, we can book X, Y, Z.
That's it. But if you're doing it every 2 months...
But if you're, like, this is... I'm pushing all my fucking chips over for one date.
Yeah.
What's going to happen on this one date?
And what do you
right?
think?
And sorry, the last part.
Yeah.
You're also having to forefront the scene.
Yeah.
To say like, okay, in 12 months, what act is going to be hot?
Yeah. What's going to happen?
Because you could have booked someone as a headliner, but they've now been cancelled or fallen off.
Yeah.
And they're not selling any tickets. So then what do you do? So you sort of have to be, because of how there's only a certain amount you can sort of pick from, right?
Yeah.
Because they need to get to a certain level for everyone in our city to know who they are.
Yeah.
Because of, and then going on volumes and stuff of people.
But I still don't get it how, like, with our culture over here, people buy tickets last minute.
It's the same thing. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
It makes people not want to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Like I've heard of people losing 10K on, you know, a local show because they've sold like 20, 30 tickets.
Yeah. That's it. And then what do?
Yeah,
you go do it again. You try and do it again.
Well, you try and do it again, yeah, but
you're out of money.
If you keep doing it, like, where does the gambling stop?
Yeah.
Because it is a bit of a gamble.
Yep.
If you run a weekly club night where it's, okay, I can put themes on the night and, you know, it's just a bunch of local DJs and it's not about booking someone.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's it. It's
like that, but you've got that because people want to go there for that specific thing.
Yeah. But that's what I mean as well, where it's like in Perth, it's more about the local scene, which is awesome, which is good. But it's cheaper to book a local act than to get an international, interstate.
Yeah.
So then instead of being, you know, like the day-old thing with Seasons, and it's like, oh, they booked Dizzy Rascal for the 3rd time or whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like every time it happens, it's always local acts. Yeah. Because it is just easier to do.
Yeah.
Compared to...
There's no point.
Yeah.
Like,
you just catch that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Epic.
On camera.
Yeah, that's it. Call it out the sky.
So...
But that's it, compared to things like back in the day with stereos.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'd be awesome. You see stereos, you go, oh my God, Tiesto's coming.
Yeah.
But imagine trying to book Tiesto now.
Couldn't.
You could not do it. Not the Perth. Like.
And that would, like, that's why a lot of people are like, oh, Perth's missed.
Yeah.
They can't bring that whole production over on the fucking Nullarbor.
No way.
In those trucks.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
No.
So
and
that's why,
because
when you also pay for a ticket, for an artist of that magnitude, you're also not expecting them to be on a little local stage with a little bit of production. You're expecting them to be on something fucking huge, massive, that's going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to do. They want to do a visual experience too, and it's why they can't come over here, because every Perth show they would put on would be a loss.
Yeah.
That's just facts.
Yeah,
and that's the unfortunate thing. Yeah. Unless they go, hang on, Perth, we're going to put on a dog shit show compared to the rest of East, and the production's going to be minimal.
Yeah.
But you still get to see the act.
Do you want to know something that I just can't believe? This happened ages and ages ago at Origin, right? But I went there, and I went there to go see Kill the Noise. And so Kendrick Lamar was playing after Kill the Noise, right?
Yeah.
So he came on. For some reason, he was booked before Kendrick. And because everyone wanted to see Kendrick, they started booing him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and they booed Kill the Noise, right? And he literally just went, "Fuck you, Perth," and then never came back.
Don't blame him.
Yeah, never came back. Because people just wanted to see Kendrick.
It's our own fucking ecosystem here.
Yeah.
It's our own ecosystem. It's
baffling, right? And then it's also the same
like
thing with
Origin, what Saren set up with Origin.
Yeah.
It was the biggest.
Yeah, it was the
biggest bass festival in the world.
Yeah, really.
It was.
Yeah, okay.
Like the acts that he had through.
Yeah.
Everyone was coming to Perth for New Year's.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. It was that good. It was that big.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It just happens.
But because we've got our own little ecosystem that is, in some regards, can get a bit spoiled.
Yeah.
And then that shit happens. It's fucking sad, and it's unfortunate that those artists never want to come back.
Yeah. But there's always more artists, and there's always more people that can be booked. And,
yeah, of course.
And the scene keeps evolving.
It does, and it always is changing.
Yeah.
And it is very interesting the way the Perth scene moves.
Yep.
In a lot of aspects, and yeah.
Well, just before we wrap things up, so top 5 things you would advise to a brand new DJ.
Top 5 things I'd advise to a brand new DJ.
Like if you were teaching... Oh, well, we didn't even dive into your teaching as well. Let's quickly dive into the teaching before we wrap it up.
Okay.
So how did you fall into teaching? How did you become a DJ teacher? And production... Or do you,
I don't do production. No, it's just purely DJing.
Yep.
So years ago I was doing the Pirates DJs thing with Troy. Troy got asked to do... Your Shot, the first year it came here, which I think was 2019 before COVID.
Yep.
I was like, fuck, I'd love to do that, blah, blah, blah. Just went and helped out, did the interviews, did the judging on the day and stuff.
Yep.
And then they were coming back after COVID, and I messaged and I was like, I'd love to, be involved and be a coach. And they said, yep, they were looking for someone. So, and my credentials were all good at the time. So did that. And then second year did it. First year, did it. Student 1. Second year, student 1.
Yep.
And then I've had like 3 and 3 and 4 now.
Yeah.
For Your Shot.
That's still pretty good. The first 2 years, and that the person
student
you taught,
1.
Yeah.
And then had runner up this year overall, multiple stage winners and runners up as well over the other years. So that was really good. And then this year I was like, I sort of get a lot of questions and queries at the end of Your Shot. What should I do next? You learn on RX3s, so the jump over to CDJs is a bit different.
Yep.
Not a huge amount, but it's scary when you're learning on one screen with waveforms on top of each other and you can absolutely see everything.
Yeah.
To go to 2 individual songs on screens and not being able to see where phrases are and everything like that, and not having your lines on top of each other perfectly. And then them just asking about the scene, like, what do I get paid? Like you mentioned earlier.
To actually
like ABNs, all of this, like starting out fresh. And then also teaching them multiple different genres.
Yeah.
Through the mentorship
that
I created that came up afterwards. Put an expression of interest form out when I was in Bali on holiday afterwards, and then people decided to sign up.
Do you find a lot of DJs just stick to one genre though? Like when they come to do the teaching or the training?
Your Shot, yes.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I think that's the only way that it's able to be done.
Yeah. Oh, Your Shot's able to be done.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Because.
That would make sense because it's all too different.
Yeah, but what it's also promising is you can be a DJ and play on a festival stage, right? And if you're playing on a festival stage, you play the music that you're booked to play. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're not booked on a festival stage to play to the crowd. You're usually booked on a festival because of your music.
Yeah.
Is that...
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Right?
That's it.
So
Flume gets
that,
booked 'cause
if
he's Flume.
they're selling that, and that's the thing to be up there and play in front of big crowds, that's going to be a genre-specific thing, right? If they're doing also a 25-minute set that you need to plan out and learn how to do and then play in front of people, generally that's only going to be 1 or 2 genres.
Yeah.
Because you've only got a certain amount of time to mix in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense though, because it's restricting them. But like I've heard things as well where it's like if you use sync button, you get disqualified or bloody.
yeah,
quantized.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you're learning to DJ.
Yeah.
In my classes, I say it straight up to them.
Yeah. Don't
Like
use it,
you're in a DJ competition
Yeah.
to learn how to DJ.
But then
You're not in a DJ competition to press fucking sync.
yeah. So
I think sync can be there
Yeah.
for the right things.
Yeah.
But you're mixing on a 2 mixing thing.
Yeah, that's it.
There
It's
is
not a-
nothing you could be doing
Yeah.
on there that requires sync.
yeah.
If you're an artist and you're doing an hour of power D&B set or house
you
set,
won't need to, yeah,
and you're
it's all the
mixing
same.
on 4 decks the whole time for 1 hour, yes, I think there is a argument to be had there that sync can be used in a good way.
See,
I think if you're on a 2-channel mixer and you're using sync, you're not learning how to DJ.
Yeah, like I kind of feel like you should learn how to not use it and then just use the entire thing. That's the way I've always looked at it, because I use sync.
Okay,
but
I can't stand it.
Yeah, but see,
But
like,
2 different people, right?
but-
Like 2 different things.
but the thing is, from me using sync right, it's like I can then just go, okay, I'm going from 87 BPM to 110
Yeah.
and make it smooth.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like, or I can go from 90 to 115 or whatever
Again,
it is.
so
Like,
for those transitions,
yeah,
I think that's a correct way of using it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have 2 songs and you're like, fuck, they're at 120 and you want to break it down to 100 to do a transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, sync them both. You can't move both at the
But
same
see-
time. So I think it can be worked, but if you're mixing a 120 song and a 120 song,
yeah, then there's no point.
then there's
It's
no
so stupid.
then
with
you
that,
shouldn't
yeah.
be using it.
But the other way I look at it though as well, right, is that if you double tap sync, right, I don't know about the Pioneer equipment, but say on Tractor, right, if you double tap sync and then you obviously turn quantize off, then it just snaps them to the same BPM. So then eventually you can, you just hot cue, right, and hot cue, and then obviously bring it in, but then it's like, I don't know, like the way I mix is so different to anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
And I've been told this multiple times, like, because I use the crossfader. And using the crossfader, I swear by it. And of course I'll swear by it. I mean, I've had an idiot who used to do the booking at Magna House literally chop up a video of this podcast and made fun of me. But that just makes him an idiot because I'm using the entire thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you go and buy something that's $1,400, $10,000, whatever it is, you want to use the entire
of course.
the entire thing, right? But everyone has their own flavor and style that they mix, right? And I have to say, like, I find that 80% of DJs are just the flick up, flick down, flick up, flick down, instead of going, let's put them both up and overlap them and overlay them for like 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, and then bring them out. Because then it actually is beat matching, molding it, and then sliding it out. Instead of just going, yep, all right, that hip-hop song's done. Let's just echo that out and go into another one. Like, but there's so many different ways to DJ. There's so many different ways to do it. You know, like, I find that nobody uses the bloody, whatever these are called.
The
bloody,
performance pads.
the performance pads on
I
Pioneer.
use them.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. So you're one of the only people that have ever heard of
Just
using
because
this.
I am familiar with the equipment.
Yeah,
If
that's
I
it.
went into a venue and that was the first time I was using it,
Yeah, you'd be
probably not.
Yeah.
But they're not that hard to understand either. Like they're
hot
you know,
cues basically.
Well,
yeah.
there's a hot cue section, there's a beat loop section, there's
Yeah.
a slip loop section, and there's a beat jump section.
Yeah.
So the only difference there is the performance pads are essentially the touch screen functions of a 2000
Exactly.
or a
yeah.
3000 now.
That's it.
That's
yeah.
all. That's all it is. So
Yeah, but they're just laid out as the buttons.
Yeah.
But even the beat jump section, you know, with me using Tractor, right, I will literally, like, music sounds better with you as like a 5-minute 40 song, right?
Yeah.
But then I can turn that into a minute and a half.
Yeah,
and
because you can jump bigger sections.
Yeah, because it's the same shit repeated. And even though it's a great song.
Yeah, you can jump 128 beats.
Oh, no, not that. It only goes up to 32 bars.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like being able to skip...
32 bars, 128 beats.
Yeah, yeah. But that's it, being able to skip 32 bars.
Yeah.
Maybe go back 16 bars or whatever. And it's like, it's knowing your music and molding and playing with the music.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, like, I find that people that say that DJing is not... And it's not like it's not a musical instrument. It's like
That's bullshit.
It's a modern day musical instrument.
100%
You're playing like, other people's music.
But again, it goes into depends how you're playing
the
instruments.
Yes.
You know,
and if
so
you,
that's
you go.
That's just the case. Like technology is advancing.
Yeah.
Oh, with my mentorship students, I really keep stuff in for longer.
Yep.
But it also depends on what sort of mixing you're doing and what time you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like if the dance floor is quieter or there is no dance floor, you can mix for a bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're starting to, going back to the crowd reading, might need to do some quicker mixes in the first chorus. You're out.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah,
to get people on to go.
Yeah.
I'm on a bit of a knife's edge here. I need to throw as much shit at this to see what sticks, so I can suck as many people in.
And then here's one for you, and I love talking about this because this is one of my favourite things to do out and about, right? But to try and get people's attention per se, when I say get people's attention, to build it up into more of a party, right? If I go and say, I didn't do it yesterday, but say I used to do it at Scarborough Beach Bar. And with Scarborough Beach Bar, it's a restaurant bar. So it's a restaurant first, then it's a bar, right?
Yep.
It's not a nightclub. It's not like a full-on dance venue or anything like that. Restaurant bar. But what I would do is, might start at 3 p.m. for the long lunch series, right? And then maybe around like 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, right? Once it's built up a little bit, we're getting a bit more of a dinner crowd or whatever's going on, right? And it's getting a little bit more upbeat. What I might do is sounds so stupid, but I'll go and play Blue Monday, 6-minute song, or something that's at least 3 minutes plus, right?
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll run down to the DJ booth, and I'll go get 2 shots of tequila. So I run down to the bar, get 2 shots of tequila, run back to the DJ booth, and everyone's like, where the hell's the DJ going? Okay, he's gone to the bar, he's got tequila, okay. And then when you get back to the DJ booth, find the function, the birthday, whoever, the birthday girl, birthday boy, or whatever it is, and be like, do you want a shot of tequila? They'll usually be like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll have a shot of tequila.
Yep.
Play the tequila song, get them on stage. All their friends are like, oh my God, he's getting a shot with the DJ. And then as soon as people see, holy shit, they're in for a good night. I want to have a good night.
Yep.
And it expresses that energy almost.
Yeah.
But it's like being able to play around with it. I said this to my boss the other day at Brisbane Hotel, and I probably shouldn't say this out and about, but it's funny. I sometimes say it's like the drunker I get, the better I get.
Yeah.
Right? But, I've been at Scarborough Beach Bar once again, and I played 40 seconds of the Bob the Builder theme song.
Yeah.
And, in playing that, I literally had some fucking lady dancing to it, going off her nut to it. But it's just like, you spice it up. You throw something in that no one expects.
Yeah.
To try and just have fun with it.
Yeah.
But to provide that level of entertainment.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Because at the end of the day, that's what you're there to do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like what you were saying at the beginning.
That's what a lot of people also miss. As well with the DJing scene is you need to be a little bit of a marketable product.
Yeah.
You have to have something up there.
Yeah, even if it is just playing freestyle.
Yeah. But whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That's
it. But you got to have your, it's just like what we were saying before. If you're Flume, right?
Yeah.
Flume makes Flume music.
Yeah.
Wave Racer was close to it.
Yeah.
And that kind of style back then when it first started emerging. But Flume is Flume.
Yeah.
Nina Las Vegas is Nina Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like with the DJing, do you want to, I say this to the people that come through, the new kids and stuff on the block. I say, do you want to just be like another house DJ? It's like, you can be a house DJ, but put your flair on it.
Yeah.
Find something that makes you unique and do that to make your sets even better.
100%. And I started out as a house DJ, and that was my thing, is putting hip hop.
Yeah. Through the house,
songs in the house.
Yeah.
In the house realm, play Shubba.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yep.
And then
it's a good song. Yeah.
Work ASAP.
Yep.
No type race rate.
Yep.
120 sort of stuff. I used to play Young Lean.
Yeah.
That
Young Lean.
Kyoto. that sits at 117. I used to mix that with like Disclosure.
Yeah.
So like housey tune and house and hip hop were my thing. And that's like why I loved Torrent Foot, was the gangster house element.
When you go to teach people as well, do you ever try and teach them analog recording music? So when I say that, it's like Fleetwood Mac. So if you go and play Fleetwood Mac, I don't know, just like most of their songs, you know how it's all out of time and it's not 4x4 grid or anything like that? Do you ever try and like hint towards what it could be like playing classic music that doesn't have a structure?
I straight up tell them as well.
But
some of those ones as well, like what you just need to use loops to get out of them. Because, and what I do explain to them is anything that is created back then, you might get some remastered thing, but it does stay pretty close to the original. That doesn't mean it's re-gridded. It just means it's boosted a little bit in the sound from their end. So
you have to find the
doing
regrids.
that stuff, you just have to find the specific spots where you want to do it. And that's just about knowing your music. Not all song structure is going to be exactly the same. And I do explain the difference between the new production, which is stuff that is produced within an inch of its life. You get gridded. You can move stuff a fraction to create a little bit of groove and a bit of swing. That's natural. But when you look at the old wave grids of like BGs and all of that, you know, you might have 5 beats in one bar.
Because it's just how it is.
It's just about getting in and out of them, I think. Sometimes you can't do stuff with some songs. Because some music isn't produced to be DJed with.
That's it. I have to, like, rebuttal to that. I believe, right, at least through Tractor, because it's all on the laptop and you can just re-grid it on the fly and add cues in on the fly, and it's all just like you can do whatever you want. I do find that it's like every song, there is at least a 4 or an 8 bar section to be able to bring something in.
I totally agree with that.
So like, for example, like Jumping Jack Flash by Rolling Stones, right? It is all over the place. But there is like, as soon as it kind of goes into the guitar riff, right? All you do is you just cue that guitar riff, but it's like quarter of a bar through. So you have to stay in that quarter of a bar. But with Tractor, you can start a new beat grid there. So if you start a new beat grid there, the next 16 bars will be in that grid, but then it'll start drifting again. So what you do is you just go that beat grid, then jump back to the beginning and then bring it in. Because then it still goes all over the shop. But because you are bringing the 8 bars in time, then once you've brought it in, jumping back to the beginning, then at least you're in the song and the other song's passed and it's faded out. But it's just music. There's so many different ways to do it, right? Different ways to skin a cat, right?
That's what I say to your shot students every year, and they keep saying, fuck you on about?
You like dive right
starting to get a little bit older.
Right into tech stuff.
Look, I totally agree with you. There's so many different ways of doing stuff. And as long as it's not really jarring.
That's it. It has to be smooth. When things are smooth, people don't realise there's crossovers.
100%.
Until they hear the lyrics and like, oh, I love this song.
And I explain to them as well, like different venues, different things, right? At a venue, you're trying to start a dance floor. You get direct feedback if you get people on the fucking dance floor. If you're doing a long lunch where people don't dance, and they're just chilling, your gauge of you doing a good job is probably a little bit different. So it's probably maybe the oldest, angriest bloke in the venue tapping his foot and nodding his head.
That's it. Or
that's a win. That's exactly. I'm doing a good job here. If the angriest bloke is enjoying himself, you know, I'm creating a bit of a vibe here and people are having a good time. Because it is hard sometimes to sit there and play to fucking 10 people. It's like, well, what the fuck am I doing?
Right? Well, that's it. Brisbane Hotel yesterday, right? That 9-hour set. When I got there at 12:45, there was probably like 15 people in the venue. But by 2 p.m., it was shoulder to shoulder in there. And it just didn't stop until 9:45. But in saying that, that first hour, I was just playing nothing but just like, you know, I was playing Simon and Garfunkel and stuff. But it's just because of the demographic.
100%.
And the oldies loved it. But they weren't dancing.
No.
They're just eating their lunch.
And they were enjoying it. It's a nice soundtrack.
Exactly.
And there's different... that's why I think, like, there is different DJs for different things now. And it is becoming more and more obvious that, you do need to pick a little bit of a path. And choose what you want to do. If you want to be in the bar scene in Perth, you'll be in the bar scene. It'll be struggle to cross back out. Because people just pigeonhole you. If you start in the
I haven't been pigeonholed.
if you're in the like music scene, and they do a couple of bar sets, 9 9 out of 10 times, they're not going to post about those bar sets because they're the ones making the money.
Yeah.
Right? But they'll post about their... Yeah. But they'll post about they're playing a bigger event, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I completely understand that. Because that doesn't also... It's hard because they're trying to build a brand and a vibe on their brand. So it doesn't cross over. And it's becoming harder and harder. And that's why I'm thinking people just need to pick and choose now. Yeah. It's becoming that point. Like, I think you can change up later on in life, but that's a big branding exercise. Yeah. And a big brand thing, right?
But that's where it's just so fascinating, right? It's like, you can just, like, if you don't post on social media that you played at XYZ, then did you really play at XYZ?
Exactly.
Which is the most bonkers thing. Like, I record all my DJ sets, right? And if you go on my Mixcloud, my Mixcloud's got like 850, but I stopped posting on it maybe about 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? Yeah. But it's like, I use that as a resume back in the past. Because then it's like, well, how do I know you played there? Well, here's the mix of me playing at Pinky's at Rottnest. Yeah. And it says 14. If you want to listen to the other 13 mixes, on my Mixcloud. Yeah. But it's like, if you don't post it on Instagram, and then people don't know. Yeah. And then you get hindered by the reach. And then how do you tell people? How do you promote? Yeah. If it's only going to 50 people, 100 people, 150 people. So being thousands.
Then if it's only going to that at the start, how do you stay the course when you're not getting gigs?
Yeah.
It's fucking hard, man.
Yeah,
like it's an unrelenting industry.
Yeah. And it's just have to keep grinding.
You have to It's get kicked in the teeth, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
It's just that's the way life is, but that's the way work is with this. Yeah. I think you just have to stay the course. I've had a student that's getting, and this was probably 3 or 4 years ago. He was my student at your shop. Yeah. He's weapon, absolute weapon. He has stayed the course, and he has put in the hard work, and now he's getting the fucking rewards.
Good. Yeah.
Shout out Panache.
Panache?
Good bloke.
Let's pull him up. How do you spell his
Panashe?
Is he on Instagram or Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
DMB artist. Panashe. I'm pretty sure.
Panache. Sounds by Panache.
Yeah.
Yep. Gene approves of you, my man. This is epic. But that's it, yeah. And you just got to keep doing it. You got to keep putting your foot out and just hanging out and being. He should come on. I want to get him on.
Yeah, he's done a lot. Like, honestly, he's now doing stuff at the Vault with Isaac and Bailey on Fridays.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Which is epic. So yeah, I think. But I think if you want to talk about people that have stayed the course, it's him.
Yeah.
He has put the effort in over these couple years. He's consistently posted. He's got a following on TikTok. He's getting his name out there. He goes and supports other events. And now he's starting to get fruits from that labour. Yeah. You know, how many people would have started at the same time as him and have thrown the hat in the ring or just like given up because they weren't getting those opportunities. Yeah. He didn't.
But that's just that.
And I've watched him over years. I can't book him because I don't do any D&B stuff. But I'm so glad that he is getting those bookings now because he's put himself out there and he's stayed the course all these years. And he is like the epitome of giving it a red hot crack. And, you know, how bad do you want it?
Yeah, that's it. We should wrap it up. We've been going for 2 hours.
Have we?
Yeah. I got to drive the bus with it.
Fuck, do you?
Yeah.
Fuck, sorry.
Yeah, no, dude. It's all good. No, this is 2 hours. Yeah, we could, yeah. It's funny. The longest episode I've ever had, right, was with a guy called Aaron Wilson. So, no, Aaron McNamara, sorry. So, do you know RTR down the road? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he runs Looney Tunes. Yeah, and we went for 3.5 hours. Yeah, wow. And the reason was we had 18 people still watching at 3.5 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was wild.
That's crazy.
People were commenting. We had like 40 comments. It was just like, I guess we got to keep going. Yeah. And we just kept going. It was ridiculous.
That's sick.
Yeah. But, yeah, you should come back. I'd love to have you back on.
I'd love to just talk some punk.
Yeah. There's just so much to talk about, right? There is. Yeah. Yeah, because we've just been in this scene for way too long.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. No, I really appreciate you having me on, though.
No, yeah, dude, it's all good.
Definitely fucking, getting the name out there a bit more this year. And
well, it's the way to do it, though.
Stay the course and...
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully people want to fucking work for me.
Yeah. I can't see why I wouldn't, honestly.
Well, fingers crossed. Yeah. I'm just real. Like, I'll call something out if it's bullshit.
It's the way to do it.
And it is what it is, right? Like,
it is the way to do it.
There's too much bullshit out there. And yeah, I am who I am, and if you want to work with me, sick, let's have fun. If you don't, like, that's fair enough too. Like, I'm not going to hold it against you.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's do some cool shit, and let's have some fun.
And so people can find you at Romp Agency.
Yep.
Let's pull up that Instagram. Where was Romp?
Rob Agency or Spooky Sushi _G.
Yep. And then what gigs have you got coming up soon? And where can people usually find you other than Instagram? Like whereabouts do you lurk around the city?
So essentially, like, the role that I have for Stories, Beaufort and Synagogue, and the bookings I do for them under my agency, about 80 hours a week between 4 venues. Between the Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
So I've got that going. I work as a full-time DJ myself between those venues. I find it's really good because I've got I've had years and years of experience of reading rooms. I can also see when something's going wrong behind the decks pretty quickly. I can and going back to what you said about the bar food places and then turning into nightclubs. Acuna, when I worked there and ran that, was a restaurant until 9 o'clock.
Yep.
9 till 1.
Just
Tables
party.
moved.
Yep.
Artists, events.
Yep.
Beaufort, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, dependent on if it's busy or not. Tables will get moved, dance floor starts.
Yep.
Fucking heaving in there too.
Yeah, it's the Beaufort. Yeah. Right across from
Stories,
Queens.
Upstairs is upstairs, but on level 2, depending on long weekends, if it's quite a long weekend, it'll just be level 2 open.
Yep.
Or like extracurricular Sundays, it'll just be level 2.
Yep.
We move the tables and stuff for that as well. And same thing with like Arbor.
Yep. Yeah, the Arbor.
Yeah. So I'd sort of do those 3, but then I can go, and also like because when you work for someone else, especially those types of venues, you can get really stuck in like what to play, and then you get in your own head about what to play, and like you get given a brief and you're like, fuck, can't go outside that brief, otherwise I won't get any sets anymore, sort of thing. So I think it's really good that I'm able to be at the venues. I can play different shit without the guise of getting sacked.
Yeah.
But
it's the way to be.
I can then pass that on to the rest of the DJs and talk to venue managers and the owners about saying like, okay, this stuff's starting to work here. This genre's creeping in a little bit more. I think maybe we can fit a bit more of this in.
Okay.
So the venues can stay up to date with what music is actually relevant or not.
Yeah.
Because being an 18-year-old to 25-year-old crowd, you have to be on top of that shit.
Yeah, you have to.
And if you're not thinking about that stuff and the integrity of the venue and how it works throughout the evening and the flow, I don't think... I think for these venues specifically, because they are bars, pubs that turn into dance floors, you have to be on top of that shit.
Yeah, you have to be, yeah. But you have to know how it morphs and evolves and how to keep it. You know, there's nothing worse than it's like if at 11 o'clock you tap out.
I've watched multiple places run for 3 months with the rock music and they never saw a patron again.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So you have to be on top of that shit.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can go to the venues and then just get a gauge on going 6 to 9 at the Beaufort on Fridays is fucking quiet.
Yeah.
Right, this is the genre that's played in that there because that fits a line with everything else.
Yep. That's the way to do it. It is 100% the way to do it.
And then working in conjunction with the venues and the venue managers there as well, and just being like, okay, the DJ position's in this position at the moment. I think if we did this, added this, and did one extra thing, we could get more out of this floor.
It's actually really funny, like, because
so I did that.
It's so intricate.
I did that.
Yeah.
And now consistently, level 2 at Stories has dance floors.
Yeah.
From the opening, when the decks were in a different position and it looked a bit different, there were no dance floors. Just that change of dropping a sheet down, dimming the lights, putting a disco ball, and having a place that looks like a room invites that more, which keeps people more on level 2.
Yep.
Which keeps them buying more drink.
Exactly.
It's simple things like that that I give back to the venue and I help them with and say, look, like DJs get approached a lot, venue managers don't.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We're standing there and we're getting this info. I'm saying, oh, this is great. I can just pass that on. Okay, volume's not loud enough. Okay, we need to do something about that.
Yep.
I've had too many people come up to me, say, turn the volume up.
Have you ever had it at a venue whilst you've been playing? We got to wrap it up, but have you ever had this happen where you've been playing, you've set the volume, you've done a walk around, one of the staff members is just, oh, I love this song, and turn it up? I've had that happen multiple times.
And they turn it up?
They turn it up to the point where people are leaving, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then
Yeah.
I realise, I turn down my monitor, I'm like, holy dooly, like,
loud,
why is it really so loud?
Yeah.
And then it's like, no wonder people are leaving, because they can't even hear themselves talk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is definitely a fine line on that.
Yeah.
I haven't really got that one.
Yeah.
It's more
I couldn't
like,
believe that.
It's more like turn
yeah.
it down.
Yeah, I had to say to him, I was like, what? Who's turning it up? This is the third week in a row.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
So, yeah, it is a bit of a fine line.
Yeah, yeah.
With those bar-ish sets.
Yeah.
But they do turn into fun ones.
Yep.
But it's a different scene again. Like,
Yeah.
it's a hospitality scene, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Like, you look at Oktoberfest, it's a bunch of locals, like
Yep.
you said. But it's the experience of going to Oktoberfest, that brand.
Yeah, that's it.
When I went there for the first time, and they told me they did 16,000 tickets, I walked there, I was like, who are you people? Like, I've never seen you people in my life.
Yeah, they're all from the country, right?
Right? Because I've been doing different types of nights.
Events, yeah.
And different types of events.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, like, we were talking about those types of events earlier, but you might love music, go to your office and be like, fuck yeah, Dom Dollar's just released a new song.
Yeah.
Probably 75% of the office might be like, who the fuck's Dom Dollar?
Yeah. You never know.
You know what I mean?
That's it,
And
yeah.
like, so that's why I think different nights require different things.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, people don't want to be educated in music.
Yeah, I know, it's so sad. It's actually
It is sad,
Yeah.
but music isn't everyone's life.
That's it.
Right? Someone might have something that they're completely passionate about. They might be passionate about fucking knitting.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, what the fuck?
I
like,
met
get into music, bro. People don't have the same things.
I met this guy once, right, just quickly, and he was working at my uncle's pub, the Scotto, right? This is way back in the day, and he's a bartender. And he told me that he didn't like music. He didn't like it at all. He would turn the radio on and just be like, oh, what the fuck's this? And just wouldn't be able to get into it. The only artist that I could get out of him that he kind of liked was Organ Donor by DJ Shadow.
Yeah.
That was like the only track. Other than that, he's just like, no, music's never tickled my fancy.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Don't listen to it.
I've got a mate that
And
only
I was
listens
like,
to
what
Michael
the
Jackson,
fuck?
bro.
Yeah. Wait, what? Doesn't listen to...
He only listens to Michael Jackson.
Oh. He's not CJ Walker.
No,
is
it's
it?
not.
No, okay, yeah.
But it's, you know, it's not everyone's lives.
Yeah, that's
so,
it.
you know, as a working DJ,
Yeah.
you go to these places, you need to play what the audience wants.
Yeah.
And someone that is very intelligent, and when I was first starting out, said this to me.
Yeah.
He said, 3 for them, 1 for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect.
Yeah, I've heard that before, yeah.
Play for them.
Yeah.
Get the girls on the dance floor, your job's fine.
That's what I got taught as well. It's like girls like to dance and boys like to dance with girls. So you keep the girls happy and then the boys will
Exactly.
want to
And some of
stick
those
around.
at those bars, that's what they want.
Yeah.
Like, in a non-beat way,
It's just the truth
like,
in a way.
these people don't like good music.
Yeah.
They prefer the stuff that they know because they go to work for 40, 50, 60 hours a week and they get one night to have off.
Yeah.
And they want to listen to music that they know and,
they wanna
can
listen,
sing along to.
That's it. They want to listen to...
They don't want to be educated in music. If you want to be educated in music, you go to those specific events.
I just got to say, it's just so funny, but so stupid. They want to listen to Chris Brown, who's been convicted as a woman beater.
That's a weird one for me.
Yeah, or Nelly, who was also pissed on girls, apparently. Yeah. And there's like, why would you still...
Such a weird one for me.
Yeah, it's like, why would you still want to listen to that guy?
Yeah.
He beat up Rihanna.
He's like fucking like Teflon.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He fucking smack the shit out of Rihanna.
That whole thing's weird to me.
Yeah, but people like it though, right?
Yeah. And you got to give them what they want.
Yeah, you got to give them what they want. So if everyone listen to Forever by Chris Brown, you better play it.
Yeah.
Yep. Or
Bang
Just a Dream by Nelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. All right, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much, dude.
Thanks heaps, mate.
You're a fucking legend. This
You're
has been
legend,
so
mate.
good.
Appreciate you having me.
Definitely going to do this again. Without a doubt, we're definitely doing this again.
Talk some shit.
That's it. So I'm going to start doing... So it's only just me now as well. So I'm only doing... this whole podcast for 6 years has been 2 people. It's always been me and a camera guy. But I've been through 3 camera guys where, just life gets in the way. I can't pay them because this is all free. So then it's like I'm just doing it all by myself now. So with this year, I've been saying for the last 3 years that I've been wanting to do more panel stuff. And we're doing more panel stuff. Just get a whole bunch of people from similar areas to have a discussion. Yep. So if you're keen, I'd love to get you back.
I'd love to
get
a
get a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and just sit around and have a yarn.
100%,
so,
mate.
Yeah, let's do it.
Keen as.
Definitely do that. So this Thursday, we have a good friend of mine, Mr. Aaron McNamara, coming on. He's actually just released an EP really recently. And Aaron also, no, that's not him. Let me just... Aaron M, bring the noise. This guy is one of the biggest legends in Perth, honestly. This dude is so supportive of the nightlife, so supportive of like the electronic techno scene, and he's just... I have to continue with Facebook. What the hell? No, but honestly, Aaron's going to be great. So we're going to be diving into his EP this Thursday. What it's like taking a step back a little bit from RTR and only doing it like once every 3 weeks for Looney Tunes. All the gigs that he's been playing, all the things he's been up to, and just how his life's gone. So tune in. I can't wait. And it's going to be epic. But we'll see you soon, all right? We'll see you on Thursday with another episode of the Infra-Red podcast. So... once again, thank you, Gene.
Thank you.
And we will see you on Thursday. So stay safe out there, have fun, and don't forget, the scene always needs more people, so get involved.